The Earnestly Speaking podcast is a show that is founded on free-flowing conversation and may at times venture into mature subjects. Listener discretion is advised.
Yeah, Earnestly Speaking podcast. Let's get it. I'm a giant in New York, in Miami carry heat. So much more in store, my product can flood the street. Opinion Nation Godfather, CEO. Puff in the late 90s, gon' see me blow. Got my hustle on, no imitation of bad. Army of untouchables, Opinion Nation staff. Never an off season, homie, check the numbers. Heart throbbing my own right, supplying southern comfort. Earnestly speaking, my ego is well fed. Earnestly speaking, you're too evil and no threat. See, I'm like a hurricane, you're a mild breeze. Earnestly speaking, leaving Eli a dynasty. Shake!
First Speaking Podcast, recording this July 16th, 2024. Double pod today. Bring back these two knuckleheads here, my two neighbors here. Although one's moved away, actually. Not quite next door anymore, but across the lake.
He got bougie. He got
bougie. Went somewhere else, man. We got Trey. We got Trey on the bottom of the screen. We got Chris, of course, on the my right hand side. What's up, fellas? Second time.
What's going on, brother?
Last time we potted, I think, was during the second round of the playoffs, NBA playoffs, when Anthony Edwards was up 2-0 against Denver.
Yes.
No,
I was wrong. Go ahead, Chris. I was wrong.
As his agent, who is right now the best player on Team USA.
No, you can't say that.
No.
How the hell?
Let me say this.
I cannot believe we already started.
Let me say this. No. Let me say this though. I love the bravado he's coming with it, with the whole it's gonna be my team, this and that. A lot of times we forget you come into the team knowing, okay, this is the best player, but sometimes it's always the younger guy that comes and makes some noise. Like people forget, like in '92, like the Dream Team, Jordan was Jordan, and of course you had Magic, those guys. The best player on that team, actually, that played the best in that team throughout that run was Charles Barkley, and that kickstarted his.
He won MVP, didn't he?
Well, yeah, the very next year he got traded to Phoenix that summer.
No, you're saying that he played better than Jordan on the Dream Team.
Barkley was the X factor.
Yes, he was.
Yes.
He won MVP the next year.
You said that was his X factor is different than the best player.
No, I would never say he's better than Jordan per se.
I'm talking about in the Dream Team,
right? But
Barkley was the X factor because they weren't honing in on Barkley; they were honing in on Jordan,
True.
and Jordan was still doing his thing.
And quite frankly, those players were scared of Barkley back then too. Also,
you by saying that though, you're discrediting Barkley. Let's be real.
Barkley.
He was MVP. That was his peak. He was top notch right there at that point.
Yeah, and these Olympic Games, a lot of times players who are still trying to prove something to make the team, these games propel them. Like, it did it to Dwayne Wade also too, because Dwayne Wade that never next year he would end up finishing third in MVP voting behind LeBron and Kobe that year, or LeBron and Dwight Howard that year. So a lot of these, and I'm watching Anthony Edwards. I'm watching Anthony Edwards because I think this Olympic experience for him could propel him to being that dude that Chris has been trying to push for the last 2 months now.
He ain't there yet.
Best playing basketball. No, he's not there yet. But I think this could be the catapult here.
Chris is itching already. Look at him. He itching already.
What do you think? What do you think? Am I wrong?
Chris thinks you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong.
Okay.
Chris thinks he's there already.
That's not the topic today, so I'm not going to veer off too much.
Don't do that. Don't play politically correct. Obama, don't play politically correct.
Come on, Skip. Who just got fired? He didn't get fired, but he's fired.
We'll get there. That's on the docket. We'll get there.
I'm like Tommy without a job right now, bro.
Tommy from Martin.
Yep.
So we're going to discuss Bronny in a second. We're going to discuss Kendrick Lamar. It's something we discussed. We've been having a little bit off and on. Do a little off record discussions. We'll talk a little bit of Trump also in this whole situation with the assassination attempt, all that. And then Skip Bayless, of course, is jobless. We saw today. After the summer, we'll get that in a second. Some reaction to that.
Mm-hmm.
Bronny James, Lakers draft him second round, 55th pick. The son of LeBron James, they're now teammates. This is the first time we've seen this, right? Father son
100%.
in the NBA sometime, right? Obviously a lot of the talk is that nepotism and all this stuff, and why will the Lakers do this and all. Let me start here first, and let me talk to Trey first. What's your thoughts on the whole thing on Bronny? Is he NBA ready for you?
No, he's not. I don't think he's NBA ready, but I think it's more than just him being NBA ready. For him, it's a father-son thing. Every son obviously wants to please their father in life. So I think that has a part to play in it. His dad is arguably, we can at least argue that he's he's the greatest basketball player ever.
Number 2.
Play the game. What's that?
Number 2.
Number 2. Yes, he's number 2, but you can argue it, is what I'm saying. It's still arguable.
Without question, yes.
So when you're the son of somebody of that stature, obviously, when somebody tells you can have a point to, or you can play a role in that, why aren't you going to do it? Now, is he ahead of his time and things like he's moving too fast? He should have stayed in college, but I understand why he did it. It's more for LeBron than obviously it is for Bronny. Bronny could have stayed in college, got the skills that he needed, tune his skills up, and then be playoff. To me right now, he's barely a 3-and-D guy. He's barely that. I don't even know if he could do that. That's like the peak of what he's going to do right now, and it might cripple him. But I get it. For LeBron's legacy, it's just another notch. Hey, I played on the same team with my son. He's good enough to play in the NBA. Don't think he is, but that's LeBron is controlling the league. I mean, you gotta agree with that. I don't see how he's not. And yes, it is nepotism, but it's not the only sport that there's nepotism. There's nepotism across the world, man. You're gonna blame him.
My only thing is the only reason why I wouldn't call it nepotism though is that LeBron James does not own the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Like to me,
a lot of power there though.
Power, yes, but
he has a lot of power.
Can I raise my hand?
Go ahead, Chris. Your thoughts on the whole thing?
I agree with about 75% of what Trey just said. I don't believe
I could go to sleep a happy man. I can't believe you just said that.
Oh my God.
Yes, I don't believe he's NBA ready. Now, nepotism, I would say, would be you put him in the office or get him a job in the office, or you get him on the G League so he can prove himself. Mm-hmm. Nepotism would be putting him with Rich Paul to help run your companies and all this stuff.
Right.
The problem I have with this situation is you took a spot from somebody that is better than you. That's the issue. That's the issue.
Somebody who deserves it more than him. I agree with that.
Yeah, you took a spot because your dad is this guy, which LeBron is a great player. We can always argue about who's best of all time and things of that nature, but he's definitely top 5, top 3 maybe. But you took a spot from a kid that wanted to buy a house for his mother, take care of his family, that's been hustling all his life, to a kid that has everything already and is not ready. Now, if he was somebody that the first couple games gave us at least 8 to 10 points, as a 6'1" guard, I say, okay, maybe. But you come in there and you look at, you have all the best trainers. You have everything, every asset that a parent that has the means to provide to you. And you come out playing like this.
Right.
Who's the player that was left behind for this legacy talk? What kid that busted his tail was left behind? That's what I've been thinking about. It's not about him getting the spot. I'm thinking about the kid that lost the spot because they were like, yeah, he's better, but LeBron's son, he wants to play with his son, and this kid has to work harder. And then you give him a guaranteed contract, which is unheard of on a second-round player. A 55,
but it's nothing though. $8 million.
It's still
after
something.
taxes. That's like $4 million. That's nothing.
That's a lot for a second-round pick.
For the kid who's
guaranteed money.
For Bronny, that's nothing. He won't even.
That's
the right off.
You're making my original point.
That's his point. The player who probably deserves that spot could use that money.
Yeah, that's their money. Yeah, I got you.
But I think my problem with that
doesn't have guaranteed money. You don't have guaranteed money, I don't think, unless you're the top 20.
First round, yeah. Not a second round. I don't see guarantee.
Definitely not second round, but you guarantee him the money. So what does he have to work for?
What were you going to say, Ernest?
I think my bigger point is more so people are pissed at LeBron because they figure LeBron, did this and acquiesced this. And yes, obviously his power did do this, but I feel like blame is, you want to blame LeBron somewhat for all this happening. Sure, go ahead. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not going to say every father would do this, but if any father in power had a chance to elevate their son, we see it all the time.
They would do it.
Not saying everyone will do it, but I would say that the majority of fathers in a position to do this for their kid would do this. That means
in that position, I don't think there's a father out there that wouldn't do it.
Right. However,
all right, I'm gonna give you an example though.
Go ahead, Chris.
I'm gonna give you an example.
Yeah.
Marcus Jordan was a better player than Bronny was in college.
I don't know. He was pretty bad. He
averaged over 10.
Hold on. We're talking about summer league though. He could shut us all up still in the season.
Yeah,
he can average 20 points a night in the regular season.
As a 6'1" guard.
You don't know that. That's my point. It's just
unless he's Kyrie level with handles, unless he's Allen Iverson, which he is not, nowhere near none of those two.
All I'm saying
is 6'1" guard.
Hold on. First of all, a 6'1", he's not Allen Iverson. I'm not saying that. But did we know Allen Iverson was? Hold on. I know, but did we know Allen Iverson was Allen Iverson when he first started as a rookie, like before in training camp? No, and I'm saying it's very early. He could still shut us all up and have a crazy rookie year. What if he's rookie of the year this year? Then we all look stupid. Come on now.
You know
what I'm saying?
We'll see. I mean, look.
Is it a stretch? Yes, it's a stretch.
For the record,
it's a huge stretch.
For the record,
saying if grandma had balls, should be grandpa.
For the record, you get those agreement here. I think all three of us agree he's not NBA ready. In my opinion, like to me, it was more so. I was not even mad about it. To me, it's a cool story, but is the dude NBA ready? In my opinion, no. I mean, when I watch him, the little I watched him in USC last year, it didn't scream NBA draft in first or second round second round of the draft. But it's a cool story, and I get that. My issue, more than anything else, is the fact that where blame is being headed at. And I'm not saying don't blame LeBron, but at the end of the day,
forget the blame part.
Right, but Chris, at the end of the day, if you're pissed off, be mad at the Lakers. They can say no. They can always say no.
Rob Pelinka and all them, they got to play a part too. They could have said no.
Let me ask you this, because somebody, I think Trey said it earlier. Any father would do that for their child.
Most fathers. I don't think every single one.
Michael Jordan didn't do that for his kids. He had more power in the NBA than LeBron does.
I actually disagree.
I don't know about that.
I actually disagree with that.
I don't think he does.
No, I know. David Stern is not the same as Adam Silver. Adam Silver is a very pro player. David Stern didn't give a fuck.
It was about to you up real quick. Let me know when y'all done.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because you just made a point of it's the team, right? If they really wanted Jordan to stay, and Jordan owned his own team and didn't even pick up his own kid because he wasn't good enough.
Was Marcus Jordan available to draft when Jordan owned the Bobcats?
Say that again.
If he wanted to, right? He was owner of the Wizards.
Yeah,
and he could have said, "I want my son on the roster," but he didn't do it because he said he wasn't ready. He's not good enough to play in the league.
Look this up right now. But Marcus Jordan,
I'll open you a Nike store.
Oh God.
Nike store.
I'll open you a Nike store. I'll help you be an entrepreneur.
But I don't think
if you're gonna get on this court, no, you not that.
But you saw that from beginning to end though with Marcus Jordan. Like he was trash. I can't really say that. That what's his name? Bronny is.
I love it. Pull up the stats.
Oh, he pulling it up.
I'm pulling how old he is and what years is available to be picked up. So Marcus Jordan played in college from 2009 to 2012. Yeah, that actually does fit the time that Jordan was the owner of the Bobcats. He took over the Bobcats, I think, in 2008, 2007.
And he could have just said, "I want to make history and play with my son."
Yeah. So,
but Jordan was like, "Bump that."
Yeah, 2012 was his last year in college at UCF. Okay, Michael Jordan owned the Bulls.
But how do you hold that? How do you hold that against LeBron though?
I'm not holding it against LeBron. I guess at the end of the day, I'm just thinking about that the kid that didn't get that spot that deserved it more than
I
him.
understand that, but hey, at the same point, life ain't fair. You're telling me if you have a son, even though you don't think maybe he should spend another year in college, but from a financial aspect, like he has an opportunity to make it in the NBA, you're not gonna take it. You're not gonna, hey man, let's bump him up. Let's get him in there. You're not gonna do that?
No.
Jordan 06.
I would.
Yeah, 06
Because my son comes before somebody else. I tell you that much.
Yeah, Michael Jordan 06 was a minority older, and then 2010. So yeah, he could. If he wanted Marcus Jordan on this team at any point, he would have. He could have done it, and he did not do that. So yeah, to your point.
I think I was talking to Ernest about this the other day.
Yesterday. Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah. And
off the record, of course.
Yes, and my thing was, I brought up Bill Gates, right?
Right.
Bill Gates can do whatever he wants for his kids, and this is what I admire about Bill Gates. He's a billionaire, whatever he got. I don't know those numbers. All he said, and it was on Oprah. Yeah. You know, when you have time, look it up. He said, "I told my kids, I'm going to feed you, clothe you, pay for your college and your housing. Whatever you pursue, you make it happen for you." He didn't say, because I'm a billionaire, I'm going to give you everything. It's to a point where even when he dies, they're not getting his billions because he wants them to earn it. That's why I'm looking at it from that standpoint, because there's other people that are working harder than your kid. And if your kid don't want to work that hard, you know, and I know, you know, all due respect, I know your son, I'm not going to say any names on the internet, but I know you'll do anything for him. But at the end of the day, and same thing with you, Ernest, at the end of the day, and same thing with my daughter, when we're dead and gone, if they don't have any work ethic, it doesn't matter how much money we give them, no matter how many places we just place them, they're not going to be shit.
They're not going to flourish. Yeah.
No, that's very true.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I believe Jordan did what he did with his son. You're not good at this. But let's look at something else. And that's what he did.
And it's also generational too, also the era he was raised in, also too, I believe.
And how do you know he doesn't have the worth ethic also? He could maybe he's just not as talented.
I do think I'm not going to sit there and say LeBron does not have that, and neither does Bronny, but the optics look kind of weird though. Just weird optics. And then LeBron made comments about, like, you know, Bronny is better than half the players in the NBA. Like, stop.
Whoa, that's crazy. I don't know about that.
That's what he said. He said that.
I didn't even hear about that. I didn't hear about that.
This is the way they should have done it. It should have been him walking onto the team, earning the
like as a walk-on type of thing.
Yeah,
that's still.
He may still go to G League though. He may still go to G League.
He's not going to the G League on a 4-year guaranteed contract.
Not right now.
Then that would look really bogus.
That look crazy. The Lakers would look. You got a dude who you're paying guaranteed. Granted, it's pennies what they're paying him,
but you're also paying LeBron's kid, and if, you know, it's a little complicated. Did you see real quick? I'm gonna play a video quick. Did you see the Finals MVP Jaylen Brown at I guess at the game?
Yes, I did see that.
Some folks don't know this. I'm gonna play the clip. I guess we were lip reading what he was saying, and allegedly
he did. It looked like he said that.
Look, he was saying. I'll play a quick clip here for the folks in the podcast.
Before you play it, what was it? What was said?
What we allegedly said, basically saying the dude ain't ready.
Yeah,
dude ain't ready.
It looks like that's what he said.
But here's his video here. Right now.
Jaylen Brown doesn't believe Bronny James is a pro. Bronny James has struggled to find his groove a bit this summer league on the scoring side, coming into Monday's game shooting 0 for 12 from 3, and his woes continued. He shot not 1, but 2 ugly air balls on 3-point attempts, finishing the game with a lowly 2 points and 3 fouls. Jaylen Brown attended the game with now presumed girlfriend Kiersey Gondrezic, former WNBA player, and Angel Reese. Brown has been in the news recently for being left off of Team USA, but it was what he said about Bronny that has everybody talking. Cameras caught him courtside talking to Kiersey and Angel Reese, saying, "I don't think Bronny is a pro." Kiersey says, I think he'll be on the G League team for sure, in which Brown responds, because of his name, he's going to be on the Lakers. The video quickly went super viral. Brown took to Twitter afterwards and responded, not exactly fighting back on what he said, but a little compliment to LeBron and that Bronny has all the tools to be successful. Jaylen Brown doesn't.
All right. You guys thoughts on that one?
I mean,
So you're looking at a pro that's talking about, what it takes to be there, and again, and I'm going to say this, and I hope a lot of people watch your show because, we support you and,
Appreciate you, man.
and I want a lot of people to support you. But I want to say this wholeheartedly.
Okay.
I want to be wrong about him.
Same. I do.
I do too. Absolutely.
100%.
For him to play great basketball. I just don't see it.
100%.
You know what I mean?
I'm a Bron fan.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't know. He's not, like I said, Jaylen Brown is not wrong at all. I don't think he will he stay there? Will he play in the NBA? Of course. He's going to get a legitimate shot because of his name. I see him winding up in the G League, not right now, but he's going to wind up in the G League just because he can't handle it. Like
he's never going to play. He's never going to play. I don't think he's ever going to play.
He's defensive. He's athletic. That's his only thing that could save him, period, I think. Defensively,
I mean, he's athletic in the summer camp stuff. He's athletic.
He hasn't put a product out on
when they
in the regular season yet, so that's all I can go off of.
Do you think? All right, what's the average guard size in the NBA?
Shooting or
it depends what kind of guard you're talking about. I mean,
we'll start shooting guard. What's the average size?
6'4". Today's NBA about 6'4", 6'5". 6'5".
Okay,
you could be 6'3".
He's already undersized,
right?
But he's a point guard, isn't he? He's not a shooting guard.
He's a point guard.
They haven't. I don't think they defined his position as of yet.
Well, he's a Pat Bev type player. That's what he should aspire to be right now.
No,
he's not wrong with that.
No, but the thing is, Pat Bev can give you 12.
But he can play defense though. Bronny can play defense.
And
what I've seen, he can
not
play
Pat
defense.
Bev, not Pat. No, you talking about a
obviously
defender.
Not Pat Bev defense. I'm just saying he can play defense. Like I'm not saying he can go lock up Steph Curry. I'm just saying he can hold his own on the defensive end. He's done that in the summer league already. It's his offense that's.
You've been watching him, Trey? You've been watching.
Huh?
You've been watching.
I've watched his games. His defense is legit. His defense is okay. Like I'm not saying you can just as soon as the season starts throw him out there against anybody, Drew Holiday or somebody like no, he's gonna get cooked. I'm saying he can hold his own, just playing like against an average NBA guard. That is okay. He can do that. Now, when they get on offense, that's the problem. He looks lost. He doesn't know what to do outside of a pick and roll. He doesn't even really know how to operate that. His shot is terrible. It's rushed. It's forced.
He has that nice form, though. I will say that. The form is cool.
He does, but it's forced. He forces it, and he can't even shoot like that to be forcing something like that. And then when he doesn't want to force it, he turning over the ball. He airballing. I do watch him. It's a problem. That takes what he's lacking. I can see is going to take years to fix. Offensively, defense. That's where he should focus. As like, hey, I can at least stay in the league long enough to try and fix my offense if I focus on my defense.
Who do you think? All right, I'm not going to the extreme because somebody did bring up Steph Curry. No, of course.
I already said he can't guard him. I know you're not.
That's what I'm saying.
But to be fair, no one he can really.
I'm not going to the extreme.
He's not guarding top tier guys. He's not doing that. He's going to get hurt.
No, not right now. No, right now.
Can he guard successfully the top? How many teams on the NBA, Ernest?
30.
Yeah.
Can he guard the top, the bottom 15 teams?
Point guard,
and 6-man.
Yeah, I say that. Yeah. Guard him. Yeah, but that's all about effort. At the end of the day.
Yeah, he can.
That's effort.
No, I mean,
are we telling them to lock him down? So they're all going to cook him for at least 30, is what you're telling me? No way. Now you're talking crazy.
They're going to have to switch.
Huh?
If they was on him all game, yes.
No.
Cool.
He's not even playing all game. He's coming off the bench. What, he's starting?
And that's all. And that's also youth. His youth does help him too. You'll have more energy than most. So
but
if he already has the fundamentals as a player on defense with the youth, I mean,
Chris is talking like he's gonna guard them the entire. He's coming off the bench. He's not even gonna be the sixth man. He might get like 5 to 10 minutes in a
Bro,
game.
he will shut down Anthony Edwards, bro.
Chris just broke his computer.
And I said, hey, piss off his agent there. Piss off his agent there. Look at that. No comment.
I'll let y'all have that one, but but listen. Again, he's just not tall, but he has a good frame to him.
He's strong. He's quick. He's athletic.
Yes,
that's all he has working for him, though.
I just don't know if, let's say he had a Steve Kerr, a Phil Jackson, a Popovich, like a proven coach that knows how to use.
Spoelstra? Why do people always leave him out? Like
Spoelstra as well. Oh, I'm a Heat guy, so you already know.
Everybody's hating on my boy, man.
He's up there with those guys, though. Why do they always?
He's in the conversation.
No, you're right. But what I'm saying is, if he had a coach that could, Tony Parker wasn't that athletic.
Okay.
But Popovich put him in the play to be successful. And I'm not trying to knock JJ, even though I hate Duke, but I respect JJ's game. I respect JJ's game.
I'm actually interested to see how he does coaching. I think he'll be a good coach.
That's what's going to tell me if he's going to be a good coach or not. If he can make him he's going to be a good basketball player if you put him in the right situations and you run the plays that makes him successful. What I've been seeing is he's in the open court trying to just do stuff like his dad does, and he,
Bronny shouldn't be in no half court. Like Bronny, get it. His steals, he needs to turn those into dunks, buckets, lays, all those things. That's when he starts getting on the highlight reels like that. Then the pressure will ease off a little bit, because right now he's in this half court offense that he doesn't know nothing about, and he feels the weight of the world on his shoulders. He don't know what to do. He's not a half court player, period. Defensively, yeah, he can, but offensively, and he's a point guard. Now you have to run it. You're giving this kid who shouldn't even be in the league to run an offense, period. That's crazy. He doesn't know what to do. He looks lost.
I think it all boils down to, again, how JJ and I think the one thing JJ has in his corner, and he hasn't said it yet, but I know he has it. If Coach K is in his ear, he'll guide him the right way, how to use them.
I actually got a question.
Wait, Coach K is not there anymore, isn't it? Coach K.
No. But Coach K is still close to his
true.
top.
Yeah, I guess that's an
I'm just saying,
advice.
if he's in his ear and hey, this is how you need to use him. He's not going to be effective this way. You got to use him this way to be more effective. He's a doctor when it comes to
he'll
basketball.
certainly have the access to these guys, all these guys.
I just hope that Coach K is in his ear, because that will be a big asset to JJ being a great coach for the Lakers.
Right.
He's definitely was a great basketball player, awesome in college, great in a good player in the NBA. But I've never seen him coach. From what I heard, I just heard that he only coached his daughter's basketball team, which is admirable. But that's a different echelon of coaching. So I'm eager to see how he brings the pieces together and facilitates the team.
I wish we had a Hard Knocks for the NBA.
That'd be awesome.
I mean, the Lakers would be my number one choice right now to watch that shit. Tell you right now. All right, let's pivot to next topic here. Something else we've been talking about, us three off the record for the last month or so. Kendrick Lamar versus Drake.
Oh my God!
Which angle should we take on this topic? Obviously, Kendrick's won the war. This war's over.
K.Dot won. He won it, obviously.
Yes. Are we tired of the song yet, though? Are we a little burnt out the song?
I was actually just mentioning that. It's starting to get played out. I still like the song. I'm a Drake fan. I still like the song. But it's getting played out a little bit.
Maybe a little bit, but it's still hot.
It is.
That thing slaps, though.
It does. But when you hear a great song too much, you're like, all right, fuck. I'm ready. All right, let it go, man. It's great. Let it be great. Leave it alone. That's where I'm at right now.
You know what it is though. We need it for the white folks to get it, and for the white folks to get the club. That's all.
I'm gonna say it like this, right?
Yeah.
I love Drake's music, but I just think that he shouldn't have gotten into those waters.
Why not?
Obviously, for the reasons that we're talking about now.
I don't think it's about a loss.
When
it's
somebody
not about a win or lose, that's money.
Okay, and that's
fine.
If it's about, money is one thing, but especially when
money is everything. When 50 Cent and Kanye beef. Not Ja Rule. When Kanye and 50 Cent beefed, and they had that battle when they both had records come out.
Wait,
you remember that
beef? I didn't know
it was
that.
it Kanye?
Yes, it was.
It was Ja Rule.
I know 50 and Ja Rule had a beef early.
It was not Ja. No, it was Kanye West. Look it up.
Okay, no, I'm not saying you're wrong. I didn't know.
Kanye West and 50 both had a album coming out, and they both started talking shit like whose album's gonna do better and all this other stuff.
Okay, that's the marketing aspect. I know what you're saying now. That's the marketing. That's the marketing aspect.
They both didn't hate each other. They both made money. They made hella money off of that beef.
Oh,
I get it, but one thing you could say about 50, right? Money is important, but his name and his legacy, I believe, to him is more important.
Who's that? Drake?
No, I'm saying about 50. About 50.
But the only reason why I mentioned the 50 and Kanye thing is that beef wasn't important to them. They're both, I guaranteed, because they both came out and said it. We kind of both got together and like, hey, we're both popular.
Right.
Let's make some money. Let's act like we hate each other type of shit.
But
and
this is a different animal.
That.
But this is a different animal because when you
there it is.
Yeah. So this is a different animal because let's just say. Well, I'm not gonna say it's been said. Drake said something about his wife, something about his kids.
I mean, they both said some pretty egregious things.
It was very super personal. And then when Kendrick came with the last joint, and even when he brought up, he had the music video. I don't know if you saw the music video.
I did.
A couple weeks, 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it, by the way.
Everything that you said, you a liar. I got my wife crip walking on your grave and my baby's in the same house with me. At some point, yes, money is cool, but your reputation is important as well. So right now, that's why Drake has been. Let me just say, I haven't heard him say much, but based on what I've heard, he's been pretty quiet. Understandably so.
Ever since that song came out, there's been no response. They've had what? I think Drake had like 3 responses, and I think Kanye had about 3 or 4. And then once this song was dropped after Family Matters that Drake put out,
it was done.
It was done. It was over.
Rightfully so. I don't think he should have came back because it would have just made it even worse for him.
But last week, and you missed this, Trey, because we went to Chris's house for her daughter's birthday party last week, and we were discussing.
I know. I saw the text too late.
Yeah, 2 days late, bro. 2 days late. Literally 2 days late. Chris, I swear to God, 2 days late. He's like, I just got his text. What? It's okay. You just moved. I get it.
I forgive you. It's all good. He's there when it really, really counts. So it's all great.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. When you like in the car accident. So, you know what I mean? But anyway, no. I'm not joking about that. I'm just saying it's real talk, right? I mean,
real talk.
Damn, Chris. No, I'm playing. Go ahead.
No, but we were discussing this, Chris and I, last week, and I think a couple of guys at the party about does this beef hurt Drake overall? And I said no, because Drake's at a point in his career that unless something salacious comes on, like something with Diddy, for example,
has to be like some R. Kelly
shit.
Diddy shit.
Drake,
the type of shit
Drake is so is he has a different audience, I guess, too. Also, a bigger audience because he appeals to not white,
light skin audience,
but wider audience, wider audience. And what I'm saying is that he appeals to pop radio too. You're hearing Hot Light Bling on 97.3 here, which is a adult contemporary station. You know what I'm saying? For example, so we look at we talk about this feud only hurt Drake in terms of street cred, in my opinion, not in terms of the overall overall thing. He puts out a hot record in 2 months. No one cares. They still
But that's the point. That's the point I was trying to make when I said there's certain waters that he shouldn't have. He makes great music.
Mm-hmm.
I love his music. Women love his music. But my thing is, as far as I know, he's not a gangster.
Yeah, he's closer. He is closer to a pop artist.
So don't. I'm just saying. I just feel like all he needs to do. I guess when I said don't put his toe in different waters, just stay in the lane that you're in. If you haven't lived that life, just because you could put words together and they could make it sound good, don't do
But how
that.
can you? But Chris, how can you ask him to do that when so many artists do the same fucking thing? How many artists don't live that life and talk about that?
Well, it depends on who you're feuding with, though. Like,
give me an example.
Is 50 and Ja Rule a good example? I don't think so.
Ja Rule is an example. Ja Rule wasn't no hood dude.
50 is.
Huh?
50 is obviously.
I'm saying Ja Rule talked about that though. Ja Rule talked about being hood.
And and no disrespect to Ja, because he made great music as well.
He did. But I'm saying
but when he stepped in that water, what happened to him?
Huh?
He started doing fire festivals and
when he stepped in those waters and 50 called him out, what is he doing now? Even though he made great music, he made music with J-Lo and all these other people.
But and look at the power that Drake has. Drake can act like he's hood. He can do that because people are still gonna buy his records.
And Drake is bigger.
He is.
Drake at his peak also.
Drake owns a damn country.
Drake is arguably the biggest hip hop artist in the last 15 years.
Yeah.
It is a fact. And people say, "Oh, well, not really." No.
He's that powerful now. He doesn't.
The reason why
it takes something catastrophic, a P. Diddy or R. Kelly type situation,
right? And the reason why he is
cancel him. That's what it would take.
People disagree and say, "No, that's not true." No, well, the data says otherwise. The data says otherwise. He's
still buying his shit
in the genre than anybody else.
And I'll still listen to his music, but
of course.
My thing is, I like he gives me, to me, what he does is like feel good music.
Yeah.
It's not thoughtful like how Kendrick dissected him.
Well, that's more
that's
rap.
what I call thoughtful music.
But did we not know that Drake wasn't hood before this whole beef?
I really didn't know. I really didn't know.
Oh, no, I knew
until they started showing him.
You thought he was hood before the beef? You thought Drake was hood before the beef?
I don't judge people like that because I don't know I didn't know what your life was until people started exposing.
Hell no, but I knew his background because he was on Degrassi. I knew about him from Degrassi.
He's on Degrassi.
Like, yeah, but we all knew. But he could have had that life and came into being an actor. I don't know what his past was. I don't know how his. I'm just saying I didn't know. I didn't know.
I get that, but Chris, that's my point. Is like I was just saying to Ernest, most people knew he wasn't hood before this even happened. And so you can't come out here and say, hey, you need to stop talking like you live that life when you don't. We knew he didn't live that life and he was talking about that life. We didn't care is what I'm saying. He was that powerful. So why should it matter now? Just because he got roasted in a beef, he's still going to make millions, possibly billions. Yeah. I don't know how much of it. Like he got cooked. He got destroyed. You think that hurt his money? You think his money's hurt right now?
Oh, no, and it shouldn't. It shouldn't. But it's just like, and the way he's handling it, I like it because it's like, okay, you got me. Right. Same thing like he got Meek Mills. I was playing back to back in my car for weeks.
Meek Mills does live that life. Meek Mills is a street rapper. He's lived that.
Who did Meek feud with though? Drake.
Yeah. You don't remember back to back? You never remember back to back?
Well, I didn't.
You get bodied by a singer.
See, hip hop in the last 10 years. Honestly, guys, honestly, hip hop in the last 10, 15 years, I've not been like as attached to as I used to back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Mm. So, like to me, the last
he murdered Meek. He murdered Meek.
He did? Okay, I didn't know that. I know they feuded, but I know how serious it was. I know it was some like fake shit, that kind of thing.
And that's probably why he felt so comfortable with Kendrick. And somebody should have told Drake, like, hey, Meek Mill is not Kendrick. Kendrick's a different beast. All right, slow down. Somebody should have, one of his boys should have told him.
No, but the only way Drake got hurt here is through street cred. if you thought Drake had street cred, now you don't even have street cred.
I didn't think he had any. Come on.
Right, you don't think.
Yeah, I didn't know.
But
I didn't know.
There are a sector of fans who probably thought
who think he has some
street cred. He does not have street cred, obviously.
Because I look at it like this, like just because he was an actor on Nickelodeon and all this stuff. Look at Tupac. Tupac was a street dude.
Of course.
Now he became a great actor, rapper. Method Man, street dude, became a rapper, great actor. So I didn't know his past, so I wasn't like, I was just like, he might have lived that life and just happened to just be talented and got into other stuff to get out of the streets. I didn't know until they were playing stuff about, when he was a kid, like he's in the mansion as a kid. I was like, wow.
Oh, yeah,
like,
he lived a lavish
He's always
life.
had paper.
Lavish.
I didn't know that until recently.
I'll say this though, and no one's saying this part of the argument, and I'll say it's in defense of Drake. Kendrick benefited more from this than Drake did, because let's face it,
yes,
yeah, because let's face it, Drake is the bigger name. So if anything, Kendrick does benefit in being in a war from a guy that has way more eyeballs, way more ears than K-Dot does. Now that people know who he is, there are more people now who probably know who he is now in 2024 than didn't know who the fuck he was in 2023 because of this feud.
By the way, my wife said Drake won. Speaking of white girls around, she says,
and that's fine. You can
tell Christina it's 10 o'clock time in bed.
They say go to sleep.
Let me ask you guys this:
drink your Starbucks and go to sleep.
How many diss tracks? How many diss tracks that y'all can remember?
Wait. What's that again? Say it again.
Taylor Swift beat Kanye. Go sit down somewhere, please.
Definitely going to sleep now.
How many diss records that you guys can remember where somebody calls them out by name, not like what Kendrick said in the first.
Biggie and Tupac.
Was like,
every one of them records was by name.
All that slick dissing or whatever.
Name, though? I don't really say my name though. Pac and Biggie.
Oh, but like their actual name?
Yes.
Oh, I mean
in the song.
Tupac and Biggie, they both had some vulgar names for each other, but
like Nas and
Biggie never did.
Biggie
never said.
Who shot you?
Biggie never said Pac's name.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Not his actual
the
name.
Of the song was
who shot you? Who are we talking about there? Who's Biggie talking about?
What I said, he didn't say the name.
Did he have to?
Pac said the name.
But did Biggie have to? Did Biggie have to?
F Bad Boy, F the record label as a crew.
But Chris,
go ahead.
Did Biggie have to say Tupac's name in Who Shot You? We knew who he was talking about.
I guess
the world knew who he was talking about.
I guess what I'm getting to is this: when somebody is calling you out by your name, bringing up your children by name.
That's different. Children, okay. I get by name. That's crazy. Yes,
it is serious. Kendrick did that. Pac did that. Nas did that on Ether.
I will say though, and
the hook was FJZ, right?
Yeah,
that was the hook.
I will say that, and maybe it's a little too early to say this, but
maybe No Vaseline with Ice Cube as well.
I feel like this song might be the biggest, like this song, like the most popular diss song ever.
It's right there with Pac with me. Pac was just angry. He was just leading with anger. This was more like, come on, man.
So wait, do you think
you're not there with me?
But wait, Biggie wasn't there? Are you saying Biggie wasn't there when it was Tupac versus?
Oh no. See, that's the difference though. Pac and Biggie were on the same level, I think, at that point.
I know. You're not going to discredit Biggie.
When I'm talking about the aggression.
Oh, okay.
That Pac did.
Okay. Because there was real hate there. There was real hate there.
There was real hate back then.
People got murdered on this damn thing. Not allowed. I mean, come on. People got murdered.
That was.
They
totally
both got murdered. Exactly.
Yes. Yeah, so that's different.
It was a point, like, if you're in New York, where you coming from? If you say I'm coming from California, you might have to say, no, I'm coming from Florida.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about the East Coast, West Coast stuff.
But
that was
going on
between
Tupac's
those two
technically
songs.
East Coast. Tupac's from New York.
Right, but he's still representing the West, though. Let's be real.
He reps out West, but I mean, that's why I'm just like, you're kind of contradicting.
That was a comical thing back growing up as a kid. Like,
but they accepted him in the West.
Yeah,
he denounced the East.
and he owned that shit
They
too,
did.
bro. To
He
be
did
fair,
own the West.
his
He owned
sound,
the West.
his entire sound was a West Coast sound. To be honest, back then, you know, and the thing was too also what made that feud unique too. Also, is that both guys were actually on the same level. Like those were the two biggest names in the genre at the time.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, 100%.
Like there's no question that the two biggest rappers in 94, 95, 96
were them.
Were Biggie and Tupac. Whereas Jay-Z and Nas, for example, Jay-Z was playing bigger than Nas by name value. Right. And then, of course, Drake and Kendrick Lamar, Drake is bigger.
Drake's a bigger name. Now,
right.
If we're talking about who's the better rapper, we know K-Dot's a better rapper, but Drake's a bigger name.
What K-Dot said, is
Drake is more powerful than K-Dot.
Very profound. When he said, sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. That was profound. Like, because the thing is, yes, you could do your thing, and I'm not hating on you, but now you talking smack about you this, you that, or you talking about me or my people.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pop out on you.
And that's good and well, but what?
And I'm gonna sit you down, which he did.
But he did. But all I'm saying is, when you have the power that Drake does, you can do those type of things, and you can take that L. You can take that. He can afford that. Could Kendrick afford an L like that? I don't think he could. If Drake came out and destroyed him,
Kendrick, he'd be hurt because again,
that'd be devastating.
The levels of popularity.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That's why I said Kendrick
Drake could afford the loss. So it's not. It meant more to Kendrick than it did to Drake. Drake can afford a loss like that.
Yeah, you could. That definitely is the case. I totally agree with you on that one. Heavy as a hand was a crown. He's the number one guy. And, he got caught.
He owns a country. Go talk crazy about Drake in Toronto or something.
I saw what happened. With
Did you see Rick Ross there?
Rick Ross. I saw that, but
he got punched.
Yeah,
I didn't see. I heard that. I don't think he got beat up.
I watched it too.
They amping it up.
You need to go sit down. And he's from Miami. God.
I watched on Marcellus Wiley's podcast actually.
All right, I'm gonna say this though. Drake made a mistake doing that.
Why?
Or not? Not do. He didn't do it. He didn't do it himself. But I guess he liked the fact that somebody assaulted.
Yeah, on Twitter, right? On X,
something like that. Yeah, that was a mistake. Because now it's not going to be safe to come to Carroll City, Miami area, Hollandale, nowhere down there. It's not going to be safe. But the thing is, ain't nobody really trying to run to Canada. You want to be in Miami. You want to be in the U.S.
And he does frequent Miami.
Los Angeles, Houston.
He's in Miami quite often.
So that's not, you only had a few to the five by doing that, bro.
All I'm saying is, I'm not saying that. I think Luke kind of broke it down the best way. It's not necessarily Drake or his team. People like that do something to like that happened in Canada. It wasn't his team. It was just people that like Drake. So when you come across, you definitely can't go to the West Coast for a while. That's a for sure.
You don't think Drake could?
No.
I think he could.
Okay.
So there's nobody. You think
Tupac thought he could go to Biggie thought he could go to the West Coast. Hey, what happened?
Got shot.
I don't know. It's different. I think it's first of all, hold on. Let me stop you right there.
It's not the team. It's people that love these artists.
Hold on.
That, I'm gonna go to the concert. I'm gonna try to take him out, and I know we're about to get into the Trump stuff.
And Trey, I got a second. Are we at that level with the soul feud though?
No, that's what I'm about to get to. I'm like 94, 95. That was different, and I actually respect that. A feud obviously shouldn't get that way. Now we dying over lyrics. That's nuts. I don't ever think it should get to that point in any fashion. But
it shouldn't.
It's not. They're not. Those guys. They're both two gangsters. Those two guys were gangsters. Tupac and Biggie, you don't mess with that. They both paid the price for talking crazy about each other.
Yeah.
Drake and Kendrick are two very different things.
Yeah, of course.
That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Listen.
Let
me ask you, Ernest.
You go ahead.
You think Drake can safely go to LA?
I think he could.
I wouldn't go right now. I wouldn't go right. I would honestly, if you want to guarantee your 100% guarantee your safety, wait till the summer's over.
I agree with Trey. It should never go that far. But again, it's like we're about to segue into the Trump stuff,
Oh,
right?
I like it.
Right.
I like how you tease that, buddy. You're getting good at you're getting good at podcasting, buddy. I like this.
Okay. But the thing is this: it's not necessarily you. It could be somebody that wants to be in your corner or wants to say they did it for you to be famous.
Yeah.
It could be anybody that they just love their coast and they love Kendrick.
Yeah.
They love Rick Ross in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be quiet for a little while.
No, and I agree.
Because there's people.
But I think that's what Drake is
it
doing
could be
right now.
somebody at the gas
Right
station
right
while you pull up to fill up with your entourage and
so
spray it up.
we
Especially
talk
in
about-
Florida,
we talk
everybody can carry a gun without a license now.
We talk about political violence now coming up last decade or so. Are we hip hop? Are we in the version of hip hop violence coming up now a little bit now?
No, something has to happen.
No.
Not there yet.
It's
They're
not.
only talking. They're only talking.
It's not hip
Nobody's
hop
dying
violence
like that yet.
It's not. Let me rephrase it. It's not hip hop violence.
What is it?
Because back then it was more of the crews that were beefing with each other, like Bad Boy versus Death Row. It was them. Like, if we see you, it's on and popping. It's not like that no more. It's the people that they don't even know that love them that's gonna do the work.
Mm-hmm.
Not now, though. They're not doing that right
I'm
now.
talking about now. That's how it is now.
They're not.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you why. Back
you
then,
heard that somebody killed Drake's bodyguard.
Yes, I heard that. But listen,
is that true?
In 94, yes. Somebody did. But
at his house,
and that
was Drake's people.
Was it connected though to the situation? You think? Or no?
I don't know. I know that they off the do or whatever. But the thing was, after the whole Kendrick stuff happened, somebody was trying to get into Drake's house and kill one of his bodyguards. What's his name? It wasn't Drake's entourage that did anything to Rick Ross. It was somebody that liked Drake and didn't appreciate.
That was some club beef. They were both outside. He got caught with a little side, like a little.
Side I guess the point I'm trying to make is it's not the crews, it's not the record labels.
It's the outsiders.
It's the outsiders now.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We're not at that point yet. We're still not at that point. For the simple fact, in the 90s, when Tupac and Biggie did that stuff, you got to look at their body of work. Like Tupac, when he came out with that stuff where he's saying he fucked Faith Evans and had the picture with her, that's some diabolical shit. Like like imagine somebody talking about that and taking a picture with your wife or something like that and saying I fucked her, this, that, and telling the entire world. There's some men who will kill you over that. We're not. Are we at that point here? Come on, man.
How far is that from me?
Is Drake talking about fucking Kendrick Lamar's wife? Is he taking a picture with her and saying I fucked her that night?
No, but he did say that
that
he did say something along the lines, if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong, that his wife, his son is his manager's kid.
Did he?
In one of the songs.
Look that up. I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's something along those lines. I don't know the exact verse. And then, of course, meet the Grams when you're talking to your dad is this. Your
but the only thing I know Drake said was about his wife was like, "Oh, you're talking about light skinned dudes, but your wife is half white or some shit like that." Okay. That's the only thing I really heard him saying about his wife.
To me, it was all good music. At the end of the day, I just think
they made money. I think that's what it boils down to.
The whole personal aspect of it is.
Wait, you think did Drake make money on this feud too? You think
he made money?
Yeah,
I mean,
he had to. It's not like his responses sucked. They didn't suck. They just weren't nowhere near.
They weren't.
It was on level.
It wasn't on his level. It wasn't trash.
Yeah,
it wasn't like
he
came out and just shit the bed. It wasn't on Kendrick Lamar's level.
Right. All right. So Chris teased it a little while ago because he's good at this podcast thing. I like it. We're gonna talk about it now. Trump, number 45, almost got assassinated out of the paint on Saturday.
Y'all believe that?
Let me ask y'all a question because I know where I was at on Saturday. I know exactly where I was at when I heard the news. Where were y'all on Saturday evening rather when you got the news about this?
I was at home.
You were at home?
I was at my buddy's Airbnb. He came into town And he came in and he's like, yo, you heard they shot Trump? And I'm like, man, stop, man. Hurry up, man. Deal the cards. We're playing a little card game.
Okay.
He's like, no, I'm serious. And then I looked it up and I saw it. I'm like, oh, I already knew what the people are going to say. It's a hoax.
Yep.
It's this and it's that. I actually was waiting for this because I really wanted to get this point across.
There's a reason why I'm doing podcast with you today, because I want to get your perspective on this, especially too. You being a military guy.
I was in the Marine Corps
police officer
for 4
currently.
years. I've deployed to Afghanistan. I've been shot at, done all that stuff. I'm a police officer now. I've had to do the most. We'll leave it at that, as y'all know.
Yes.
In my job now. Let me tell y'all something. There's not a man on this earth, no matter how powerful or how much money he has, is going to pay somebody, hey, I need you while I, address the crowd to shoot me in the fucking air. Don't kill me. Just shoot me in the air so I can get this presidency seat and I'm going to give you $100,000. Doesn't work like that. What is power if you can't use it? You're dead. What's the use of that?
Yeah.
So when people come out, and I'm not saying it's just Democrats saying it, I'm saying people in general. When people come out and say, yeah, man, it's convenient that it happened and he's going under investigation and, he's about to be on trial for his whole shit that was going on with him.
Yeah. Fuck
all that. There's no way. I watched the video 100 times. I've seen people shot. I've seen people shot at. I've been shot at. I've had rocket shot. I know the reaction somebody makes when they get shot and it's unexpected or something like that. When he got shot in the air, it's like something bit him. It's like when it's like a flesh wound. Now, if it's like an in and out or something like in your chest, you're going to react a different way. But when it clips you, you're going to react like you got bit. And that's if you go back and look at the video, he snaps back his head and he's like, did something just bite me? And then he looks at his ear. He's like, oh shit, I think I got, then he realized he got shot and then he went down. There's no way that is pre-planned. It's not. Hey, if somebody came out and said it's pre-planned and they told me, sorry, Barnes, we got you.
You'd be stunned.
I'd be stunned. I'd be like, well, shit, I've been in this career field for over 10 years. I guess, shit, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yo, I'm like, as you talk about this, I'm watching Chris's head. I'm like, his brain is.
I'm giving him the respect.
I see his brain working a little bit. They're like, okay.
No, I'm giving him the respect because he has experience that I don't have. Right. But
it's you cannot fake that. You cannot.
I'm with you, brother.
And you gonna let if that's the case, have him shoot you in your leg, or like you gonna go for your head. Where it's a hit or miss, and it wasn't. Look at the guy who shot him. Does that guy look like he has military training or officer training?
That was my point. That's not my point.
Okay. You're gonna pay that off. You're gonna pay that guy off. The guy who got picked on. Come on, bro. No, we gotta stop somewhere.
This is a theory that I have. First of all, I have video of Trump supporters pointing at this guy.
Yeah.
He's right there, crouched with a rifle pointed at the president. He's telling police officers, they're telling Secret Service, and nobody moved. When the supposed shot happened, he did that. You're right. We don't know if he really got shot. He's not releasing no medical records to say he did.
I'll be honest with you. When I first saw the thing, I thought let
me you go. I did let you go. Let me tell you where I'm coming from on this. So all we saw him was with a bandage on his ear. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh God, Chris.
Cool. This guy, if it was really an attempt on a president, we'll be talking about who was his parents, who was his brother, sister.
But they did talk about that.
Yeah.
They barely talking about it on the news.
They're talking about him, how he got picked on in high school.
I've heard about it.
Y'all know what I do, so I followed it very closely.
Okay,
I'm telling you,
what I'm saying is
history.
This would be #1 news.
It is.
It's not.
What's more important right now in the world than that? What's #1 over that? Tell me, please.
Well, you're saying you're not hearing enough of the stuff on you, dude. I can't.
No, he's saying there's something out there that they're playing that's more important. That's what you got to be saying.
No, I disagree with that because
that is
other than the RNC, that's about it.
it would be on every news cycle, every
It
even
is.
local channel
It is.
talking about we found just like these school shooters, just like the guys in Massachusetts, the Boston Bombers. You're gonna hear about everything about their families. You're gonna hear about where they are, manhunts, all that stuff. If it was super legit, and this is an ex-president, it just doesn't smell right to me.
But a lot of it's because of the fact that the guy's already dead. There's no manhunt because it's dead man.
They killed him instantly.
The question is, you got to
he
know
got like 3 shots off, and he turned into Lonzo from Training Day. He was Swiss cheese. He was.
No, I disagree, Chris. Okay. Chris, I disagree on that one because my feed alone on YouTube. I don't watch CNN normally, or
I don't see it on my feed.
Yeah, but on my YouTube feed,
all that shit, it's
on my YouTube feed that I follow every day for my politics and my sports. That's all I'm watching is the Trump. I haven't watched anything sports related for 72 hours because I'm watching all I've been watching is the relation to the Trump stuff.
I've been hearing more about the YSL judge being accused.
No, you need to reset your TV then. I don't know what you
the young thug judge being recused. I see more of that about Trump.
You're probably locked. Then someone locked you out because I mean, look, dude, I'm plugged in this stuff. That's all I've been watching.
It's on 24/7, baby.
Yeah, all I've been watching for 3 days.
Chris, we've actually been here all night until now. Now you don't turn side. You don't veer it off, Chris. I don't know where you at right now.
You want me to be honest with you? I just don't. I personally, and the other thing I had a problem with is I've seen presidents try to assassinate a president like Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
Well, they did assassinate him. What do you mean try?
Ronald Reagan.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking of JFK for some reason. Sorry.
No, JFK, they got him.
He did get shot. Yes. Yeah. They made contact.
But the thing is, the Secret Service is not going to listen to the president when he's like, hold on. Basically, I want to do a fist bump to the crowd before you take me off. No, they're going to drag your ass off the stage for your protection.
He doesn't.
They're not going to be like, no, this is not the time. Granted, the only thing I can say that maybe I don't know the facts of is because you did say he was Swiss cheese. Question is, was he Swiss cheese before that or after that?
No, he was before he got off stage. That guy was dead. But you don't know if there's a secondary shooter. You don't know.
The thing is, if the threat is, if you don't know for a fact that, because they already know one person shot at him. You don't know if there's another person at another vantage point that's trying to take a shot at him. Why would you allow him to tell you to hold on and do this?
You know, I was going to get to that. You know why? Because he just became the president. That's why. That incident, there's no way. Wait, hold on.
It's the Secret Service.
Just hold on. I understand it's the Secret Service, but him just putting that fist up and that American flag was up there and all that, with the blood coming from his ear and his face and all that stuff, that is going to be that'll be shown to your kids at some point. Mm-hmm. He's going to be etched in stone now because of that, and he knew it. He's a smart guy. Mm-hmm. He knew as soon as he got shot and he was alive, he was still breathing. That's why he stopped for a second, composed himself, and was like, "Put a hand up."
And I told Chris this on the phone earlier before he came to record this. But we did a little discussion about this earlier. I've been saying this for at least 6-7 years now about Donald Trump. I'm not even a fan of Donald Trump. I done a vote for him in 2016. I done a vote for 2020. I'm not voting this year at all. Donald Trump, after Michael Jordan, Donald Trump is the greatest brander in the history of American culture, without question. Regardless of sports, politics, business, matter. He is the greatest brander after Michael Jordan I have ever seen. Okay? The guy knows how to work a camera. The guy is aware. And look, I get the rhetoric of, he was aware enough to do that, to do that. Yeah, because he understands all this.
He understands the moment. He understands the moment.
He's not an idiot.
You know, there's no way Biden's winning now. Not even.
Oh no, not question. No,
not even a shot in hell. Not after that.
Honestly, let's get a September surprise.
I'm about to say they better try to get him again. That's the only way he gets.
I'll be honest with you. Like, I don't want the guy dead. Obviously, I don't. I'm not that kind of dude. I'm not about in the ballot box. But I think Trump getting killed would have been worse for Democrats.
Yeah. They would have took 20. But and I was actually talking to my dad about this. As a country, when we've gotten to this point, did we not just take a couple steps back? Like, as far as we're assassinating our presidents again. We haven't done it in decades. Now we're going to kill people over politics. Now we're taking step backs.
Okay, so this is I guess you're making my point.
Go ahead, Chris.
The Secret Service has been so good since Reagan that no president has ever been, outside of somebody throwing a shoe at George Bush, has ever got that close. Listen.
There was also a grenade also apparently also during the presidency, where he was in some other like overseas country where someone threw a grenade at him, but it never got off. Bush, yeah. I
didn't know that.
I didn't know that part. But I'll put it this way: you're a security detail. You're assisting the Secret Service. I'm not sure if you've done it before, but you might do it if you haven't.
Not Secret Service, no.
Okay, but they use local police at times depending on.
Yeah.
So if somebody says
they use local law enforcement,
right? Mm-hmm. So if they say, Officer Trey, I see a guy on the roof with a gun.
I can tell you the exact protocol for that. So before that even happens, the guy.
Are you going to at least get on the radio and say something?
Hold on, I'm going to tell you the exact protocol. If somebody calls out and says, "Hey, I see something that looks a little signal 13, which means suspicious on the roof," or I see a muzzle or a long gun or some shit like that, the person who's calling it out doesn't go anywhere. There's somebody orientated to that area. Everybody has a specific spot to be, almost like everybody has a role to play. Now, when you call out the location where you see something suspicious, whoever's in that spot is supposed to go check it out. Obviously, there's somebody over at that spot. I'm not saying somebody didn't shit the bed. When you have a president or a future president addressing the crowd and all that other stuff, speaking, that whole map we're drawing up plans weeks before. Like, hey, we got to get a sniper here. We got to get this here. We need SWAT here. We need a truck here. We need your gun pointed this way and that way. All that stuff is taken care of. So for somebody to even get a shot off, you're right, Chris. Somebody should be fired, possibly even be thrown in jail for that's just negligence. Somebody, more than one person shit the bed. We'll never know. I'll tell you that much.
I'll say this much. I've been closer to believing that it was an inside job as opposed to it being staged. I'm not saying either is the case. I'm just saying that if you can tell me which one you're selling me on.
Inside job with what, the Secret Service or like local law enforcement? Because there's so many moving parts.
Yeah, of course. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying that you can sell me on that closer to me saying the stage.
You're right. Yes. Okay. I didn't hear that part. Yes. Then it being staged, yes. You'd sell me on it being an inside job over it being staged. From just simply based off of where he got shot. The guy, he was millimeters away from getting JFK.
Yeah. Millimeters. Yeah.
That's an error. 6 inches to the right, smooth through his grate. Bust his head wide open. I'm telling you.
That Saturday, I was so bothered because I love and hate Trump, man. I don't want anybody getting murdered for.
Nobody deserves that.
Exactly. But check us out though. So like, I have a bunch of group texts on my phone. Like, you guys, we have a group text ourselves. So I got a bunch of group texts, and all my buddies, I got a bunch of friends who I talk politics with. There's some liberals I talk to all the time, and some conservatives, and they're all sending memes, whether or not memes about the shit. And I'm like, I was so disturbed by the whole thing, disgusted. Like, I get the memes, all that, it's funny, and sometimes like whatever, but like, a dude almost got murdered. And we're laughing about it. Like, forget the fact that you like him, love him, or hate him.
It's saying it's staged.
The fact that we devalue life as much as we do now as society as a whole, not just with Trump, but even with Gaza, everything else in general, and Black Lives Matter. And it doesn't matter what it is. We just devalue life because fuck everybody, whatever.
You know why? It's because we're desensitized, because there's always Now we're just waiting for the next thing. If it's not a school shooter, it's a George Floyd incident.
Yes.
It's not a racial incident, it's a presidency, or it's a politics thing. There's
Yes.
always something, or some gender transition, LGBT, some shit going on where somebody lost their life. And it happens so frequently now that we're like, oh, okay, well, who's next after this one? All right, you're dead. All right, you almost got that. You almost died.
Give a
Who's
fuck
next?
anymore. And then one thing else, we just don't care. We don't give a fuck anymore.
But this is the other thing. And
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
you guys talked about the whole marketing aspect and his genius in marketing.
Yeah.
Is he known to stage anything?
Stage anything?
Yeah, of course, yeah. But little things like business things here and there. But
what can you recall that he staged?
What did he stage?
recently?
I don't
remember. No, nothing to do with the presidency necessarily. But I remember there's something where he had a thing with the New York Times, the New York Post, where he'll call in the No, this is decades ago.
This is not a Bible.
Okay.
This guy's a clown.
Was that staged?
This guy's a clown.
He's a brander. Again, it's part of branding. Like I told you, greatest brand of all time. What love you hate it. What's about murderer though?
I'm just saying, I can't. It's kind of like when people say you can't put nothing past anyone. He's one of those people. I can't put nothing really.
I don't blame you, Chris, though, for that crossing your mind, because it did me as well too.
I do blame him.
Why?
I do blame Chris. There's no way. It's just sheer logic. I'm not going to say it's common sense, because it's not common sense, but it's logic. You're telling me a man said, because obviously you'd have to pay somebody some sort of monetary, gift to be like, hey, come and shoot my fucking ear so I can try and get this presidency seat. Do you know how say that? If you say that out loud, somebody might laugh at you if you say that. That's crazy.
And not only that, and just the risk factor of doing that. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Like okay,
what is the presidency?
We do it again all the time. You fucking killed, you get killed. And then what?
And look who shot him. Unless that's not the guy who shot him, do you think somebody else shot him?
I think
you should go with that. Go with that one. Say somebody else shot him, not that nerd.
Listen, again. Right, back to Biggie. But I'll tell you this though.
Yeah, go ahead.
How long did it take for them to figure out it wasn't Lee Harvey Oswald that shot JFK?
But that was more complicated though. This is
different
easy to
because it was
over 50 years ago. That's different times.
You come a long way from that, from 1960.
Do you know? First of all, with the technology we have now, do you know how hard it is to get away with murder? Yeah. Do you know how hard that is, especially to shoot somebody in broad daylight with that many cameras on them? If you shoot somebody in that time frame, you're either going to jail for life if they didn't turn you into a human pincushion yet. That's that, or you might get, if you're in Florida, you're getting a death penalty. I'll tell you that much. Right. That's just what it is. There's no way, not in these times. Now, when JFK was around, yeah, you could hit somebody with the magic bullet, bust two grapes wide open, and then try to walk away and try to get away with it, because they don't have that type of shit now with the DNA and the blood and all this other shit that's going on, cameras everywhere, GPS, satellites. There's no way you can get away with that type of murder. There's no way.
I'm going to say this.
Okay.
And I guess this is all I'm going to say about this topic, because again, I have to concede to the fact that I don't have your experience when it comes to firearms and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to say that I think it's fishy. If I'm wrong, I will apologize. And at the end of the day, I don't think if he really was shot, that's right. And I think, people need to tighten up and stop, killing him is not going to change.
It's not going to solve the country's problem.
It's going to worsen it, anything.
You're just making it worse for us. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what actually really bothered me more is, like, as a country, I'm like, dude, I fought for this country, and for you for somebody to want to do that, you're not helping the country. Okay, you don't believe in what he wants to push or the agenda that he has. Okay, that's fine. You're entitled to that. That's why we fight for that. But for you to do that, to try to kill somebody, the country's now taken a million steps back. Now we're going back to those JFK days, and when it was almost socially acceptable to try to make an attempt on a president and shit like that. What the fuck are we really doing here? This is the last thing I'll say about it. The only way I can see it being fishy is two things. That wasn't the shooter, I need somebody who's been trained with a rifle,
Exactly.
who can actually place a shot there, not him missing slightly, and where the president was. If where he was, there's no way you to be in front of a crowd like that many witnesses, and for it to get shot where you were, there's no way you can fake that. There's no way. Too many eyes on you. It wasn't like you were like walking somewhere and then you're like, all right, now, boom, and you get something crazy like that, some sort of setup like that. Can't do it when you're just standing there. When you have millions of eyes on you, watching your move, you can't fake it. You can't fake that. And that shooter, a nerd who just graduated high school, who can't even use a weapon, now you're telling him to have a well-placed air shot?
The only thing about me really more than the last couple of days is that, the assumption that when this thing happened that, it was somebody who was some liberal leftist Antifa type. Then we find out the guy is a registered Republican who did donate to a progressive PAC after, that's still up in the air because apparently they said that there's a guy with the same name that was like 69 years old. Did that. So who knows? I don't know if it's true or not. So we'll let it slide there. But the idea that everything is so binary now in our politics and our culture that it's either or. That if you like Trump, you vote for Trump, or if you have this disagreement with Trump, you're that guy and you're racist. And if you're this guy and you're liberal, and then you're this guy. I can't fucking stand it, dude. I can't fucking stand it. As someone who's very moderate as I am, I can't stand it.
If you like Trump, you're racist.
Right.
And one thing, but this is the thing, all right? I'm going to just address what you just said.
Yeah, go ahead.
You said if you like Trump, you're racist. I don't agree with that.
There you go.
But it's a fact that
people do say that.
It is a fact that racists like Trump.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Racists also love Biden too.
So the other part I wanted to touch on is the liberals, in my opinion, weren't the ones that started this rigmarole with violence. It was when Obama got elected. The attempt, they didn't get
First of all,
close
stuff
to
got violent was when George Floyd happened. Shit got really out of control.
No.
I think that's
I'm talking about before. You talking about the start of the volume rising.
Okay.
Right. This is decades now. We don't
right now. So it started when we got a black president, and they were people. You know how many people went to jail for just threatening to kill Obama on via whatever platforms or on the phone. Yeah. And then Nancy Pelosi's husband, not too long ago, got hit in the head with a hammer in a home invasion. And the Republicans,
in Del Rey.
and the Republicans, even Donald Trump, was laughing about that shit when they had their rallies and they.
I read that.
Gretchen Whitmore also in Michigan.
After Obama, I mean,
wait, hold on, Chris. What did you say, Ernest?
The Michigan governor, Gretchen Whitmore, who got kidnapped by some MAGA types in 2020 during COVID. Yes.
Oh, I didn't even know. Oh shit.
Oh, that's big news back in during COVID.
But they were making jokes about it when they had their speeches and their rallies. But one thing I can say, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Ernest.
Go ahead.
Biden, as slow as he is, he did a presidential address saying what happened to Trump should never happen in our country. He didn't make a joke about it. He didn't play no games about it. Nobody that I've heard.
Nobody deserves that.
I get it. Just like Pelosi's husband didn't deserve to be home invaded and hit in the head with a hammer. But Trump went on stage and thought it was funny and said it was a hoax.
Yeah. So like, it's I told my friends also,
people to do dumb shit.
People want to sit there and say we need to turn on the violence and this and that. Forget the politicians. It is what it is. I told my friends who are Trump supporters, whatever it may be, it doesn't matter. If you want to turn on the volume, it starts with yourself. What are you doing to turn on the volume? Are you doing enough? And again, for the record, rhetoric and criticism is two different things. Like, I can criticize X political opponent for policy I don't like and this and that. It is okay to be critical, but there's a limit somewhere, I guess, where, I guess what is considered bad rhetoric, I guess. I mean,
I just gave you a couple examples.
Yeah.
Like if
Well, you
if
said
you're
with Trump, yeah, that's bad rhetoric.
yeah,
Well, Trump-
if
Trump-
you're
Trump
talking
saying-
about
It's a little bit of
calling
karma
us
too if
racist.
you want to get crazy with it.
and Trump
if you want
comments on
lower
racist
taxes,
and saying
if
vermin.
you want school choice, if you want housing, whatever, policy things that affect your life, that is always fair game because not everybody's going to agree. But I'm saying like the Republicans, like how you brought up earlier, the first thing they went to because they want to play us versus them, it was a liberal that did it. And then they find out it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of them say that, oh well, he was obviously a team with this just didn't change his. So wait, so it's okay to do it when it's the other team, you know what I mean? But like, come on, stop.
Yeah,
What's wrong? What's wrong is wrong is wrong is wrong. Period.
There's a lot wrong with it. The first, I told you,
last time you heard a Democrat or liberal ask for the death of a political opponent.
I'm sure there's
well, they haven't, but
it's out there.
I will say,
I'm just saying, when's the last time you heard it? I'm not saying we're going to hear everything that everybody says.
The first thing I heard was a Democrat, which is one of my buddies, which because I don't care about that stuff. But the first thing he said was, "Oh, this is a hoax. It's for him to get the presidency." That's part of the problem right there.
Of course it is.
So somebody almost lost their fucking life, and that's the first thing I heard was a liberal say, "Oh, that's a hoax." Not, "Hey, did he make it? Did he bleed out? Or, you know, whatever his health is or whatever." Regardless of what you want to say, the only reason why I would vote for Trump, and I'm being dead serious, I'll tell you right now, is because for specific financial reasons.
That's fine.
As a country, were we in a better spot when Trump was in presidency than when Biden was? Yes, COVID has a part to play in it. I get it. COVID does have a part to play in it, but hold on. It can't be the only. It cannot be the only. That can't be the end all be all. Can't. It is. That is what it is. You can blame COVID to an extent, but you can't tell me. So did Biden have a great run with our country for the last 4 years?
It's funny because
no.
Hold on. I'm going to address that. I'm going to address that.
Go ahead.
Yes, he's having a great run. Unemployment is at a high.
Look at the inflation.
The stock market that everybody
crazy?
Was jumping on when Trump was in office is
have you seen
way
inflation?
Better now.
Have you seen the inflation in our country? Have you seen the inflation?
It's going down.
Inflation has nothing to do with government.
It's slowing down now, but yeah, it's still
now. I'm talking over 4 years. Has it gone up or down over 4 years?
It has nothing to do with government.
The inflation has nothing to do with the government.
No governance. You're saying,
huh?
Governance. He's saying governance. It has nothing to do with governance.
With the government, it has nothing to do with the president. It has to do with the corporations. So I'm gonna explain it real simple. Before COVID happened, you had 10 people making lollipops. So they're making 10 lollipops a day. COVID happens. We can't hire 10 people right now because we're on a lockdown.
Yeah.
So now we figured out a way to hire 5 people, do the same 10 lollipops, but we're going to raise the price because we can, and we can blame it on inflation. It's the corporations. Like even in my business, bro.
So that, okay? But you got to play that both sides then. So when Trump was in president, then why did inflation go down?
We're in a capitalistic society, and I want you to listen to me like I listened to you when you talked about law enforcement. I work in the private sector. When I see a client, I determine how much they pay. If I want to charge them less, I can. If I want to charge them more, I can. So technically, I'm a part, depending on the client, of inflation. The government doesn't come into a private business and say, you're charging too much for eggs, or you're charging too much for milk or bacon. It's the companies that determine how much they're going to charge you. And if they believe they could get away with it because there's no regulations, unless it's like a hurricane for price gouging, they're going to do it. If they can add another 10% to their bottom line, and nobody can stop them because we're in a capitalistic society, there's nothing we can do. And all they do is
But
point
that's why I
back
was
at,
asking you. So then why did inflation, based off what you're saying, why did it go down when Trump was president before
It
COVID?
wasn't because COVID.
why
COVID
does
is
it have
what
to
it
go
caused.
down if people are
No, it was going down
adhering to
before
it?
COVID happened. Obviously, I know inflation is going to go up when COVID happens. Obviously, you got to be an idiot to not know it's going to go up.
Right.
Because nobody's working. There's no product moving and nothing.
Right.
But I'm saying
Supply
before
stuff.
COVID happened, it was going down. Inflation was decreasing. But then obviously when COVID went up, it skyrocketed. But I don't know. That's what I was saying. I was like, I don't think you can blame that on COVID only, is what I'm saying.
So
I get what you're saying. You're saying it has nothing to do with it. It has to do with the business.
So you're saying Biden's policies, for example,
yes,
is the reason why inflation has happened.
No, yes, I think
Which policy?
That new Green Deal, that shit's a scam, bro. That shit.
What's never happened though? The new Green Deal's not in play because it's not in play. Like, first off, the Democratic Party doesn't even want it because they're like corporations don't want to get taxed up the ass. The far left wants that shit. But the middle of the left doesn't want that. So it's not going to happen because there's enough support across the board, even from the middle Democrats, to get that.
Mm-hmm.
Like the AOCs in the world want that shit, but the Bidens and the Pelosi's and the Clinton Obamas don't want that shit at all. This is why I always say Republicans and Democrats are pretty much on the two sides of the same coin, really. Other than a couple social issues here and maybe a tax break here, they're all fucking like the top of the RNC, top of the DNC are all the same fucking people. There is no difference between Trump and Clinton. There really isn't.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a little bit between Trump and Clinton. There's a difference.
Well, in terms of like policy, they're both moderate.
Listen, so I'm gonna ask you this. So, do you understand what I mean? How inflation?
Maybe
it has nothing to do with the government.
Real quick.
And you're right. You make a good point.
That was the wrong guy to use, not Trump. No difference between Bush and Clinton.
Yes.
Or Bush and Obama. That's the right way to use it. Sorry.
But Chris, I do understand what you're saying. You do make a good point. You do.
Yeah, it's just because the thing is, when COVID happened, yes, the supply chain issues happened. So some things we couldn't get in from China because of the bans and things like that.
You can't fly shit, import,
can't
export
fly
shit.
Nothing around. So yes, costs went up because the demand was higher,
right,
and the goods were lower. So of course it goes up. But when things got back to normal, what incentive does a company have if they're like, well, wages are up, job numbers are down, people can afford to live, where we live, they're raising our rates every year. So what's if the companies can see that they can afford it, do we have to go back when we're getting record profits every year?
Yeah,
they got to pay it anyway. They've been paying it, so why change? Why go backwards?
Exactly.
That's why it looks like it's inflation, but it's really them. It's really
they're just trying to keep the money that they've been getting.
Yeah,
like,
it's like
they found a way out of it, so they can continue.
Yeah, because it's like, just think about it. COVID time was their biggest for all corporations, where all the shareholders made their most money.
Yep.
And then when they moved their projections higher, they raised the prices and they made more money on their stock buybacks and their stocks and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they go backwards?
That's right, because my boy told me that COVID was one of his richest times. Him being a business owner, he sells like T-shirts and shit like that, like uniforms to companies. But because of the SBA loans and all this other stuff going on, all these companies were getting this obscene amount of money that they just all they had to do was apply for. So what did he do? He's like, well, shit, if they got all that money, I want that money. So my regular stuff, I tripled it. Which is a fucked up, of course, but who's going to stop them? It's not illegal.
It's no different. It's no different in the corporations. No different.
Even when Obama tried to rein them in a little bit,
regulating
the lobbyists of like these corporations, taking advantage. That's why I said the only time you really can they can crack down on a company is, let's say, a generator normally costs $800 at Home Depot. And then all of a sudden there's a hurricane coming,
$2,000,
and they're charging you $1,500 or $2,000.
Yeah.
Or gas prices, they push it up to $10 a gallon. It was $2.
Yeah.
That price gouging under a natural disaster you can't do.
Right.
But every other thing, because of all the lobbying they have, you're not gonna get no Congress or none of them is gonna go against these corporations that's giving them all this money and these donations for their campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna let these corporations do what they do.
And here's the thing also too, people forget. Like when I ask, and I remember this too, because I remember asking this question during the Trump years. So people say Trump's doing a great job. Okay, by what metrics? By GDP, the economy numbers, all same. Employment's down. So by those same exact metrics that I asked in 2018 why he's doing a good job, those same metrics that they use, you apply them in 2024, and Biden is doing that and then some. Like unemployment is the lowest ever been in this country's history. The GDP is where it should be. Unemployment, like I said, unemployment is low. Everything, the economy by the now. I'm not saying it's great because the middle class still getting fucking hurt because of the gouging, all that stuff. But I think the exact middle class
will always be the scapegoat, though. We'll always be
right. So that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is that across the board on both ends, the arguments are very intellectually dishonest. They are, because Trump did a good job, but what did Trump take us out of? Because the way I see it, based on metrics, Obama had him a Ferrari. Just don't fuck it up, dude. And to Trump's credit, before COVID, he didn't fuck it up. So it wasn't like, people say Obama sucked. It was suck. So the economy was bad during Obama's last 4 years?
I will say the only issue I have with Obama is that Obamacare shit.
Yeah.
That Obamacare shit
absolutely
was terrible.
There's criticism of that. I mean, obviously, there's a lot more. It's not more complicated than that, because the way the bill was originally transformed to what it was 4 years later, because a lot of the pushback of like they want to do this way, that way, whatever.
They tweaked it and all.
And I'm with you 100% on that one, because I had a Obamacare for a couple years old too. For the record, I hate the mandates, for the record, hated it. Right. So I'm there with you. But what I'm saying is that it's not like Trump came in and took over a situation where like, the country's going to hell, the fucking economy is shit and this and that. No, the country was in a great spot in 2016. And to Trump's credit, it maintained that way until COVID. I still say, if COVID doesn't happen, Trump gets
reelected.
So Trump supporters don't give enough credit for that, in a sense, but by trying to shit on the other guy, Obama, who actually, and this is what sucks too also, and I hate that. I don't want to put this against Republicans, because I used to be one years ago. The last 3 Democratic presidents we had, Clinton, Obama, and now Biden, have all had to come from a deficit. So when George H.W. Bush was president, my wife was a good president. I would vote for him. I was old enough back then.
But you got to put an asterisk near Biden's though, just because of COVID. You can't blame Trump for that. You can't really blame Trump.
That's what I wanted to say. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is what
hold on.
I know you're not about to sit here and blame Trump for COVID.
When Clinton beat Bush in '92, Clinton had to take over a country that was in recession at the time, and then it flourished. At the time, that was the greatest economy we've ever had in this country's history. Okay, it is 8 years. W comes in. And by the way, I'm still Republican at this point. I voted for Bush in 2004. George Bush comes in, the economy goes to fucking shit in 08, as you guys know.
Yeah.
The crash in 08, all that.
Recession.
So Obama comes in. Obama's taking over another deficit, and he fixes that issue. Okay, economy's flourishing for another 6-7 years after that point. So Trump took over in 2017, generally so. He won the election fair and square, and it's not that he didn't do anything wrong, but it wasn't that he took over something that was shitty. He took over a ready, clean Ferrari. It's like someone moving to your house tomorrow, Friday, whatever it is. Like they clean up. It's all nice. Paying up,
So I got a question to ask you, Ernest.
Go ahead.
In 2008, when we know the economy went to shit, we all know why, because the banks loaned out all this fucking money. Do you blame the president for that? How can you? That's not on him.
Well, the problem is,
he didn't do that.
Well, this is the thing, though. You can in some ways, because the problem with Republicans too, also, which is something I used to believe in, but now I understand doesn't work anymore. When you deregulate shit and let corporations do what the fuck they want, this is what happens. It doesn't work. I used to believe in Reaganomics. I used to believe in trickle economics, but growing up, that if you give tax cuts to the rich, that they will be very gracious and give money to the poor.
Give money to the poor.
It doesn't work. And the reason we know that is, And the reason we know that is that we have a sample of years of seeing that. Reaganomics did not work.
That's why the rich stay
It did
rich.
not work.
That's why the rich stay rich.
You're relying on the human condition to do the right thing, and I can't fucking do that. Sorry,
No.
can't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Go ahead, Chris. What do you say?
Two things I want to address: the COVID situation and the Obamacare. Okay.
Go ahead. COVID first or Obamacare first?
So Obamacare.
Okay.
He was trying to do something that helps the middle class. It became Obamacare because, again, we're going back to the lobbyists, that the insurance companies, they're not for the people.
Duh.
It shouldn't be a thing where, God rest his soul, my grandfather, he lived to 106 in Canada. Everybody in Canada has free health care. There's no bill.
In England too. A lot of countries, actually. A lot of
right.
countries.
We're one of the few that don't. And what hurts the middle class is the people that don't have insurance. It's almost like car insurance. That's why we have to carry uninsured motorists. Because if somebody hits you, our rates go up. Our rates go up. If somebody don't have insurance, it's like, oh, we're looking at the data, the crashes went up, and this percentage of people don't have coverage, so everybody else has to pay. The same thing with hospital bills. So he was trying to do the universal health care where it's just you go to the hospital, you sick, you get it done.
Pay a little bill.
Yeah. Pay a little bit more on taxes, but you get it done. Because it would have saved us trillions of dollars without having a private company that might tell you,
we can't insure you.
We're not going to insure you. We might not cover this. We might not cover that. And, all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So he was trying to do a good thing, but they watered it down. That's the only thing he was able to pass based on the pushback. Even though originally, I don't know if you remember this, Ernest.
Yeah.
It was actually a Republican plan by Bush.
Yep.
The universal health care.
Not only that,
but when Obama came in and said he wanted to do it, oh no, we can't give him a win. That's one.
It was a long game. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I will say this though, even though I know you said like in Canada they have free health care, and I know in Europe and all these other places they have free health care, but it's not what you think it is.
First of all, it's not free.
Dude, it's not. They pay more taxes.
They pay on taxes, right?
Yeah,
so
they pay more taxes.
Even
though they pay more on even though they pay more on taxes, it's shit. I'm telling you, like, you better be damn near dead, and they'll save you and then kick you out on the streets.
I've heard stories about
that's what it is.
No. I'm gonna tell you this.
I got family who lives in England who's on that shit.
Canada also too.
I have my people. The last time I was in Toronto, they were already passed. But when I used to go every summer, my grandfather never had to leave the house for therapy. He never had to leave the house to pick up a prescription. Same thing with my grandmother. If they needed somebody to pick them up, take them to the doctor, they had that. You never saw a letter with a bill. That's from my experience.
Okay.
My 40 years of going back and forth to Canada with them. And like I said, how many people live in Florida or in the US? Over 100. And we supposedly have the best healthcare in the world.
Well, first of all, we know why. Obviously, healthcare has a part to play, but look at the food that we have here. Do you know I would say about 50% of our food is banned in Europe?
Yeah, I've heard that.
You know that?
Even my
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Almost 50% of our food that we eat here, you can't even touch that shit in Europe.
My wife's best friend went to where did she go to like a couple months ago? It might have been Europe too. Also, I'm not sure exactly, but it's definitely it was outside the States. And she said that the food, the McDonald's, for example, fast food
is way better.
That's bare minimum. That's bare minimum shit.
Bare minimum stuff.
This goes back to your boy Trump now.
Come on, man.
So Trump, that's bigger than Trump though. But yes,
do you remember that Trump? He was the one that deregulated what companies can put in their foods.
No, I know he did that, but this is something that's been going on for years, though.
And they're not required anymore to put on the labels what's in your food.
I know the Obama
like on the
made that
the nutritional facts.
I know Michelle Obama had pushed legislation to put stuff on labels, which I think they approved.
Trump took it away.
You got to put the ingredients. Yes, you do. Want to make a bet? I know that.
No, the ingredients, yes, but I think it's something else. Where like
it's like
something else.
That's why Taco Bell was able to say their meat is not meat, but they can sell it.
It's grade D meat. That's
not,
what
it was never classified as meat until they changed the rules.
There is no, but that's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you. There is no grade D meat, is what I'm saying. Have you ever heard of grade D meat?
No.
Taco Bell came out and was like, yeah, we use grade D meat. That's what we put in our tacos. And we were go to Publix and look for grade D meat.
Whatever it is. I like Taco Bell, but I always have a bean burrito. I will never eat a beef taco from them. Maybe a steak taco because I know
I don't
steak.
care. I'll eat a beef.
You can't fuck up steak, bro.
I'm a little bit different. If I'm meant to go by a beef burrito, then so be it. I've been shot at.
That's true. I mean, yeah.
If that's how I go, I'll take it, God willing. Because I could have gone by far worse. An IED, a bullet, a rocket.
And we glad you still here, brother. We glad you still here.
So if a soft taco is how I got to get out of here, then Lord, take me with you.
That'd be kind of fucked up, though, man. Be honest. All things happen to you. What gets Stray Barnes is a fucking
beef and bean burrito.
Great beef fucking Taco Bell shit thingy.
my second point about not blaming Trump for COVID. You're right about one thing. Do I believe he was in the lab and concocted it and spread it to wherever? No.
Come on, man.
But this is where he lost me. Because there's certain things you just can't control. I mean, a pandemic is a pandemic. It is what it is.
Never experienced one. When's the last
time? But the thing is, when you first come into office, why do you get rid of the team that handles pandemics? That's one. Two, when you're talking about it and people are dying left and right, you tell them motherfuckers to inject themselves with bleach and Lysol and shit. Inject right in your body. That's why I blamed him. Like, now you talking some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like if you told me, you like, Chris, I got the flu. All right, listen, I got some bleach in the garage, cuz just drink a little bit of this and inject it in your body. You know how many people did that shit?
Well, I will say this. He didn't, obviously, we haven't experienced a pandemic. So I think the government, obviously, as a whole was like, shit, motherfuckers is dying from this. We haven't experienced this since like the Great Depression probably or something. Maybe, swine, not even swine flu. It wasn't like this or yellow fever or whatever the hell else was out there. They didn't know what to do. They were lost like we were lost and we look into them for help. That's what government is not as, listen, let me tell you something. And I'm talking about all parties, whether it's police, military, government, federal, state, they're not as organized as the public may think. And I've worked with the government for a long time, for a decade. And the Marine Corps as a whole, they are not organized. They wigging it like everybody else. Police departments, they know shit. I'm not saying they don't know how to do their job, but like when new things come up, it's not like they have a protocol and they know exactly how to put things in place.
They had a protocol.
No. That's just some asshole probably wrote that shit down. Was like, well, this will never. Hold on. Yes. Hold on.
That he dismantled.
Hold on. They probably, it was probably a couple assholes that were like, shit, this will never happen, but just in case, we'll write this down. Do you know how many times things happen or like situations in the military and stuff like that where they're like, this will never happen, but just in case it does, this is what you do. Then the shit happens. We're like, oh shit, well, we can't do that. We'll all die if we do that. So now what do we do? I'm telling you, it's not the government as a whole is not organized. It's just a bunch of rich guys just trying to figure out how to make it through before they die. That's it.
Okay. So I'm just gonna say this. If you saw me, if I told you which I had COVID a couple times, I was traveling.
Never got it till this day. Me or my family never got it once
on the plane. If I told you I got COVID, you got some bleach. I'm gonna go ahead because Trump said to inject myself with bleach. What you would have said to me, bro?
You think he was serious when he said that?
You supposed to be serious.
It was a press briefing too. Also
talking about people dying and living.
It was a press briefing though too. Also to be
inject yourself with bleach. That you might as well give yourself cyanide. You want a cyanide pill?
Let me see if I find the speech here. Hold on. Go ahead.
Keep going. Oh, you gonna find it?
Yeah.
If somebody actually did that, I would be like, I blame you for listening to some blasphemous shit like that. To put bleach in your body?
Since you ain't see it, hopefully if Ernest can find it, please.
I would laugh. I would laugh.
No, I remember
trying to have some comic relief at a time when the country was in pain. That's what I think.
You think that shit is funny when people take you seriously, when people are dying and they can't leave their house, they can't go to work?
Chris, you're not a dumbass. You a smart man. If you took that man,
I'd rather hear from Kevin Hart, Eddie Murphy, a comedian for relief.
If you
the commander in chief, if I'm losing, here it goes.
There it goes. Hold on a second. Right now.
And I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said,
"Come on, plate." There we go. The whole thing.
Or just very powerful light. And I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either in some other way. And I think you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting. Right. And then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number of the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors. But it sounds interesting to me.
I'm sorry.
So we'll see.
He did say it. He did suggest it. Or
through injection.
I'm a little hurt. I'm gonna tell you why I'm a little hurt.
As far as you know this though.
Hold on. I'm gonna tell you why I'm a little hurt. Because he looked like he really meant it. Like, I'll try it if you concoct it. If you guys know how to, figure it out, I'll be the first to try it. That's what he looked like he was trying to get to.
My only thing with that was that, like, I never blamed Trump for COVID. I always said that. In fact, he missed an opportunity too. Also, if he had kept things calm and it wasn't all about opening the economy, he would have won re-election also too. Because part of the fear people had with Trump is that he was so fixated on trying to open the economy again that people were fucking scared of their lives about what this fucking pandemic number one's going on. People were scared, legitimately scared. Had he calmed the fears down.
It was the death rates though. People were dying. Like
right.
It wasn't just sick. It wasn't just sick or old people. It was young. You could have been living in the gym, and this shit got you. It knocked you the fuck out. And
I've always said Trump.
That's why people were nervous.
I've always said Trump, because of who he is, has missed a golden opportunity to be a real transformative president. And you know what? Honestly, he has an opportunity again in 4 years if he wins his election to be a real transformative president, because he's not beholden to I say that, but then he operates like any other Republican we've ever seen. He doesn't scare me, for the record. He does not scare me. Okay, if he wins the election, okay, cool. 4 years, I've done it already.
Yeah,
not gonna kill me. Whatever. It doesn't scare me.
But what else could he have really done? Also, though, like I think sometimes we lose the fact that a president is just like a head coach. You don't control a lot.
So my issue,
offensive coordinator, the government, Congress, senators. That's what you know what I'm saying? Like,
my fear was never of Trump itself in 2016. My fear was the people around him. I did not like the people around him. Steve Bannon, I cannot stand him. He's a problematic individual. Who's the other guy? Stephen, the other bald, ugly-looking guy. That was
I know you're talking about his chief of staff.
Yeah. What's his name? Ugly-looking dude too. Has a past too. Also on top of that, but he's had some really shady people around him too. Also, so it's more of the administration around him that always bothered me. one thing else. Trump, dude, listen, I am a content creator. I'm a podcaster. Trump is good for me. Look, we know almost 2 hours of this podcast, and we spent almost an hour talking about Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Donald Trump means ratings. So it don't hurt me to have him win an election. I'll lie about it. Fuck y'all if y'all like that.
But that's, and again, it goes back to what I was saying, which, again, a president can they legitimately only control the military. Yeah, they can start a war with whoever they want, whenever they want.
This goes back to the original point. A president has nothing to do with inflation.
No, but I agree with you with that. I did agree. Once I heard your point, I did agree with that.
The only thing the president does,
he controls the military. He can veto a bill. That's about it. He will
veto a bill. It could be overridden by
if he wants to. But if he wants to pass something, he got to ask. That's it.
Yeah.
You want to pass anything? He got to go. He got to go across the hall, wherever he got to go, and he got to beg. Hey, you can we get this going, please? That's it. Right. That's all they do.
Before I close this segment, you guys know who Amber Rose is?
Miss Tattoo on her forehead, Wiz Khalifa, BBL.
Yeah, I heard something about her. She did a speech.
Yeah, she did a speech.
She's full MAGA now.
Oh yeah, she's MAGA.
Here, I'll play it now. Here's a speech last night.
Tattoo on her forehead.
I can find it real quick. Hold on a second. What the hell did I do? Hold on. Is that right? Is that right?
Chris, she's single, baby.
Would you touch her?
Chris? Oh, 100% he would.
Chris really would.
Chris definitely would. Chris, you come on now.
No, man.
He don't want to put his business out there.
Allegedly. Here's the speech last night. RNC.
I just don't.
I do care about the truth. And the truth is that the media has lied to us about Donald Trump. I know this because for a long time, I believed those lies. I realized Donald Trump and his supporters don't care if you're black, white, gay, or straight. It's all love. And that's when it hit me. These are my people. This is where I belong. When you cut through the lies, you realize the truth. American families were better when Donald Trump was president.
All right.
Do you see that?
First off, what is she known for? She's a rapper, a model.
She has OnlyFans. She
likes cock.
I don't want to talk about.
That's literally. She was a stripper. She was known for getting fucked.
Look,
tattoo on her forehead.
You can vote for you want.
Look stupid.
I just find it weird. You know, look, you vote for you want to. Free country. I've never criticized your right to vote and to choose who you want. I'm always said this vote. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say that now. It's just weird that she's someone that claims to be a activist for LGBTQ XYZY.
Well, yeah, that's right. That's for her brand though. She's
right, and then she's literally supporting not necessarily Trump, but a party that literally is trying to take away rights. Makes no sense to me.
Yeah. Did you hear what Biden said?
What do you say?
He said, I don't know if it was today or yesterday. He said, he's like, I know what jobs black people.
Yeah, vice president.
Vice president.
Yeah.
So black people can't be president.
How do you say it?
He said black people, even though the president a couple of years ago, last time I checked, Obama was black, but somebody you might want to
Biden should
have a black president.
Well, first off, I already told you, I before this assassination, the number one topic for me in this podcast the last 2 weeks prior to the assassination attempt was why Joe Biden should not be running president again. And people are getting
he might not make it out of that. He's old, man.
And people, but here's the thing: people who are mad at me, Democrats are mad at me for saying this shit. Like, what the hell is this a bad debate, bitch? I've told y'all for 18 goddamn months that he should be re-election.
Bro, you see him living another 4 years? I don't even know if he's living 4 years.
All the debate for me was reaffirm my position on that, not so much react to it. But reaffirmed it.
He don't even know who his vice president is. He thinks it's Trump.
Chris, what on this Biden thing? You think Biden should run for re-election?
You think Biden should be president again? Come on, man. It's your boys. You can tell us.
I'm trying to win the fucking election. I ain't trying to come on, dude.
I think yes. I think he will.
No, he will, obviously. Should he?
Yes. And I'm gonna.
You think Biden should be president? He should be reelected.
I'm gonna tell you why.
He should be running, much less reelected.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Why?
Everybody talks about he might die and all this stuff.
He's a puppet, man.
You said it before. They all are puppets, but there's a reason why you have a president and a vice president.
You want Kamala Harris as president?
What's she gonna do? You said all she does is control the military, right?
I don't want
What is she gonna do?
What has she done? Has she done anything?
What is she supposed to do as the vice president?
They don't do anything. People don't do anything, really.
They don't do anything. They're a placeholder.
Well, what I'm saying is she'll be the president. So are you
what I'm
more
saying,
comfortable with Kamala Harris or Trump?
What I'm saying is, when people say, "What does she do?" What do you expect the vice president to do? What did Mike Pence do?
Nothing.
That's true. I'll give you that.
What did Dan Quayle do?
Nothing.
I don't know.
Unless the president dies, then the vice president steps up, and there's a succession.
Put it this way:
if the vice president dies, then Speaker of the House.
Put it this way: the vice president job actually is the most uninteresting job in all of Capitol Hill. Literally, the Speaker of the House, literally the press secretary does more work than the VP does. Literally.
What is she supposed to do?
Go
to schools here and there and make speeches and talk to young women and
I don't know, man.
And make appearances.
The VP is the best job ever because you have to do fucking shit and get paid for it and have all the fucking cameras you want.
She makes me nervous.
Kamala?
What about her?
I don't like Kamala. I don't like her, for the record. I never liked her. I don't like her like 4 years ago.
She makes me nervous.
I don't like her.
Okay. I will tell you this. I don't know enough about her for me to be confident in her.
I do. I don't like her.
And with that being said, if I don't know enough about you to be confident in an important seat like that, you're going to make me nervous.
Of course. That being said,
let me ask you: does this make you nervous? If you were president or running for president, would your wife be by your side?
Mine, yeah.
Does it bother you?
She'd want the fame, no matter.
Okay, no, cool. I got it.
I'm joking.
But you don't find it a little weird that his wife is not fucking with him?
I don't find it weird anymore because it's just
I don't find it weird.
Because it's like if she don't want to be around him,
allegedly.
She don't want to be around him.
Allegedly, yeah.
I don't find allegedly. When's the last time?
Right. Well, I don't find it weird anymore because I don't find it weird anymore. You know why? Because it's Trump. Trump's an anomaly. That's why
that marriage is not obviously your typical marriage. Also,
right.
Trump is like Obama. When Obama and his wife or Michelle, that looked like a legitimate marriage. Does Trump and whatever her name is, does that look like it was like an organized marriage, or you know what I'm saying? Like it's from people. I mean, maybe it's like a marriage thing. Like I know Ernest, you're married and stuff. Like you could tell Obama and Michelle, like okay, they building something there.
Yeah.
Does it look like Trump actually or is it more of an agenda? I need you. You know what I'm saying? Like you fit my mold of what I need my wife to be.
It never bothered me.
It's a big thing for me. One thing I could give both of you credit for, I think I said this on the last pod we did.
What's that?
That I admire that you guys keep your houses in order. You take care of your family. When I see your family, they show that they love you. It's a problem that you have a man that wants to run a country but has a problem taking care of his house.
Well, again, Trump is Trump.
I don't give a fuck. I'm just saying.
I agree with you in theory.
That's weird, bro.
But this is something because I've known Trump. I've known about Trump for 40 years now and been following for all that time before politics. It doesn't surprise me. This is what comes to territory. Everything's chaos. He's always been this way. Before politics been all this way. So it surprises other folks, but it doesn't surprise me at all. It's just always been. So
that's like me saying, I can fix your car, but I can't fix mine.
I guess I see what you're saying though, but you're trying to apply logic to an illogical situation. Trump is
it's a logical situation.
He's not logical. He's never been logical.
It's the person that should know him the most. Outside of sound bites and outside of these rallies,
but that goes back to my point. Yeah, she should, but when you're in a marriage where, hey, this is what I need you to be. I need you to fit this mold. You're with me. You know, you're good looking. I need somebody to be on my arm that looks like they can fit the mold of being my wife because of the power and the presence that he has. Obama, like that marriage is completely different. Like that legitimately looked like, okay, that's his best friend. She has his, like he could die tomorrow. Obviously she would be devastated, but she has his back. We know, say Trump went broke. You think she gonna be there? If Obama went broke, Michelle would be there.
Yeah.
You could tell.
But
I
again,
believe so.
but
I mean, I'm just going based on optics, but I don't know.
Same here of what I see.
But that's the appeal of Trump too. Trump is different, and that's why he has the appeal he has, because it's something that people are tired of. But no offense to Obama's and the Clintons, all that, and you know, all the other the Bushes, all that. A lot of people are tired of the same prim and proper stuff. They want a bull in China shop, and that's Donald Trump. Like it or not,
I don't know.
To me, it's simple. I don't need extra shit. The reason I don't vote for Trump because it's policy. I have disagreement with him on policy. That's it.
Just saying, how much does somebody have to hate a person not to want to hold their hand in public? And it's like she wants to embarrass him.
Well,
but you know what? I'm just like, go ahead. Sorry,
that's their problem, though. You know what I'm saying? That's fucking problem.
True, but I'm just saying, if you can't keep that under control, what makes you think you can hold the country down?
But I've always known that was fake, though. Even before he became president, I said this shit.
It could have been
look at it. He's in his 70s. She's in the 40s or whatever. Come on, man. If you can't see the forest of the trees, then it's whatever.
And he honestly, he could have nipped that shit in the bud right after. Be like, hey, listen, you want some of this money? I'll make sure you don't get a fucking dime out here. Do that. Pull some shit like that again. You don't know if he had that conversation afterwards.
Yeah, of course he's fucking slowing down. We knew that already because that's what Trump does. I mean, that's what he does. That's who he is.
When you got power like that, shit, look at Robert Kraft. Motherfucker is 80, 90 years old, going to Boca Raton, getting some pussy.
But
ain't nobody gonna say a thing. He's supposed to be in jail for that. You think a man like that's going to jail?
To be fair, though, and I'm not saying what he was right, but he lost his wife 10 years ago, whatever it was. Man, he should. Man? Come on now.
If that was a regular dude, would that person be in jail?
No, of course they would be in jail.
Okay.
But why, he should have had America, baby. He should have flown him to their house. Did it the right way. That's what I'm saying. Flown him to the house in Foxborough, where the hell he was.
Well, first of all, he should have paid off who he needed to pay off to keep that shit out of the tabloids and shit like
he's
that.
Stupid. Maybe the thrill of that was why he did it. I don't know. Rich men do weird things, man. You know this, man. Come on.
That's it.
Nah, he's this guy. I don't know, man. I guess the problem I'm having, and I know you guys got to go soon, but I
know.
The problem I'm having is, Trey, do you really believe? All right, let me pivot. If you had $1 million right now,
peace.
Peace.
And Donald Trump reached out to you and said, "Listen, forget what everybody's saying. Forget what you're hearing, what you're seeing. If you give me that $1 million, I'll make sure you got 30 in a year."
No.
Why? Because he's a fucking liar.
No, not because he's a liar. Because I don't need 30 million. I only need $1 million. And we're gonna take a small percentage of that, and us three we're going on a boys trip first.
Oh yeah.
All right. Let's just say out of the $1 million, he's like, okay, if you give me 100,000 of this $1 million, I'll make sure you have $1 million in 8 months.
I don't trust Donald Trump, so no, I would never do that shit.
I'd flirt with the idea. I'd flirt with it.
I don't trust him, so that'd be no for me because I don't trust him.
Oh shit!
Know who he is.
You'll invest with a 6-time bankrupt guy that couldn't even pay his bond?
Who? Oh, Trump? The man's rich. Hey,
is he?
He's rich.
Does he have more money than us?
What? All right.
Does he have more money than us?
If I claim, hold on, I'm gonna say this.
Ernest, does he have more money than us?
Of course he does.
Okay.
If I claimed I was worth $10 billion, and they say your bond is X amount of dollars, you think I'm going to a bondsman? And then the bondsman says I don't have the assets?
That's all noise. Does he have more money than you? Does he have more money than you? You telling me he broke? Are you gonna?
I just know that he doesn't have
Mr. Trump
the money
Towers
he claims to say he has. That's all I can say.
Hey, listen, I'll take advice from somebody who has more money than me. I know he got a lot more money than me. So
I can tell you this: people with real money, like a Mark Cuban or a Bezos or Bill Gates, like we talked about earlier, they're not going to no bondsman. If somebody says we need $1 billion from you, so you stay out of jail, they stroking a check and they out. They not saying, well, I might have to sell this and I might have to do this and do that. You flogging.
Yeah,
You remember that term?
You remember that term, right? I got to see what the financials look like. But I will say this: I got
how much was the bond? How much was the bond, Ernest? Do you remember the bond that he had a hard time coming up with?
Geez,
it was in the millions.
Yeah, it was like $2 million. I think it was $3 million.
It wasn't nothing. It's crazy to you or me, but it was probably like I think it was like he had to pay 10%, so it was close to 30, I believe.
30.
He couldn't come.
300,000.
That's a lot. That's a lot, though.
30 million. But he couldn't
30
come.
million.
If you're saying you're worth 10 billion, 30 million is nothing.
Maybe he didn't want to liquidate any of his assets or something like that. Who knows? You don't know. You got to look at the books.
Who knows? But
I will.
I don't like counting people's pockets, so let me pause on that. You know what I'm saying? The point I was making, he's just not the most honest person.
What president is?
No,
have you caught Obama in a lie?
What?
He does.
So you telling me
Obama has lied? I'm not going to defend Obama. He has lied before the past. But Trump is.
Are you defending honesty from a politician? Are you nuts? Oh, Chris,
you're going to compare. How many?
So you telling me he's just forthright and honest? Chris,
Ernest, how many lies have been recorded on Trump?
It could have been 100 million. Wait, Chris, it could have been 100 million. I agree with that, but don't sit here and don't throw shit down my back and tell me it's Kool-Aid, okay? Because it's not.
No, but what I'm saying is you can't say that Obama. Let's say Obama.
There's not a problem. So Bill Gates not Bill Gates. So Bill Clinton didn't lie when he said he didn't have sexual relations with that woman. He telling the truth, huh?
Now we're going from Clinton to him. I brought up Obama.
No, the point I'm making is every president lies. Every politician.
Tell me a lie that Obama told you. Told
what?
us. Tell me a lie.
Obamacare. That's what. The next question.
Yeah, he did say also you have to change your doctor. Yeah, dude, stop.
Obamacare.
But it's still a lie, dude. All right, let's move on to the next.
Okay. All right, so that's one lie.
Yeah, one of them.
Next topic. Listen, you 0 for 2. Anthony Edwards, now Obama.
So you love Orange Jesus, bro.
Real quick, last one. We'll give us one quick. We're over 2 hours already. Oh my God, it's great.
Oh my God.
Skip Bayless out at FS1 this summer after 8 years undisputed. I mean, people call it a bombshell. Like, dude, I was expected to happen at some point because have you guys seen the ratings on this fucking show since Shannon left?
I just said it wasn't doing too well.
Being on there. He's terrible.
Say it again, now?
Keyshawn Johnson?
What about him?
He's terrible on that show.
Keyshawn in general is terrible.
I think he was doing the best with what he had with Keyshawn. I mean, Keyshawn. I'm not talking about Skip because I like the players commenting on the games personally.
They tried.
No, but Keyshawn was commenting on basketball, and he's not a basketball player. Come on.
I think he played. I think he was like one of those dual players growing up. You know, he just chose football.
Bro, the show after, I'll be honest with you, I was one of those guys. I watched it until Shannon. When Shannon left, I didn't watch it anymore. For the simple fact,
me too.
Like Skip, this is called karma for him.
Yeah,
he wants to walk around like his nuts are fucking 10 feet tall. And once your money guy left, now look at you. You pushed your way out when you were with Stephen A. on First Take, got your ass humbled. Then you go create your own show, thinking you're just like Stephen A. Then a guy comes up like Shannon, who that's your money guy. That's the guy who's bringing in the money for you. All you got to do is just ride along, shut your mouth and just go with it. No, you don't like some of the things he's saying. That whole take about Tom Brady and Shannon with the whole Super Bowl thing. I don't know if you guys caught that. That's where it ended for them. And once that happened, Shannon knew. Shannon said himself, he's like, once that episode happened, he knew he was on his way out because he knew Skip just couldn't take it anymore because he wasn't the guy. He wasn't the number one guy, which he never was. He wasn't with Stephen A.
Well, he was for a while. Well, so Skip, I will say to Skip Bayless is someone who actually follows media very closely for years. Skip did for a while have a bit of the pulse of the sports media landscape for a good while until about 2013, 2014. Once Stephen A. came back after getting fired by ESPN, came back in 2010. Skip rehired, actually helped was actually instrumental in Stephen A. getting his job back. and they did a good job for a couple of years. But my issue with Skip, and I think this is why this happened. Skip Bayless lives in a bubble. Skip Bayless, if you look at his social media, for example, look at his Twitters, look at his Instagram accounts. He doesn't follow anybody.
Mm-hmm.
No, he has how many followers he has, and he follows nobody. He lives in a bubble. So he has his certain way of doing things and saying things, and this is what it is. He's never grown from that. His whole shtick, and it's not sad about Skip Bayless. He actually knows his sports. He knows his sports.
No, he does.
I remember Skip. I remember Skip back way back when on Cold Pizza, and even before that, he used to be a Dallas Cowboys reporter for a long time, and he knows his sports. Skip Bayless on the line became a caricature of himself, and he just became a cartoon character at some point. And the whole LeBron thing, which is, I mean, the thing
that's
is,
what really that made him famous, though. That put him out there.
Famous, but he never pivoted, dude. And the thing is also too, it's okay to have certain takes, but when things change and you still have the same take anyway, like come on. But that's why the LeBron thing made him famous, because he had the same take. His whole thing was this guy will never win a ring. Then when he won back to back, right? That's why I like Nick Wright. Nick Wright has takes, but he will pivot on takes if things are changed. Like remember him being
he never
tough on Jokic. Remember him being on top of Jokic until he got his ring, and then once Jokic won his ring, he pivoted.
They asked him on First Take, Skip Bayless, like once LeBron won that first ring, Stephen A was like, "Are you going to apologize to him now?" He's like, "No, because he didn't win it. Dwayne Wade did." He said something like Chris would say. It was just, it was just blasphemous.
but hold on. I'm going to say this. First of all, I don't want to see nobody lose their job. But
that's true.
But he dug his, like, kind of what you guys saying. I seen him digging in his own grave, because it's like he hit a point of not being impartial. In my opinion, that's why I stopped watching them, because I'm like, okay, like you brought up the.
When you're gonna let it go, just say you were wrong.
Just be like, hey, I gotta bring you on. You can't come on talk about how Tom Brady could never do no wrong. LeBron drops 50 or 60, but Tom Brady lost the game. Mm-hmm. But LeBron is still a bum. It's like, be fair. Right. And that's where he lost a lot of people like myself, like, it's like, yes, you do know your sports, but just
a little hard.
You just got to be fair, because that's, I'm not watching a soap opera. When I watch it, I'm watching it to get some real sports analyzation going on. I don't want to just be off your feelings. Now, again, if LeBron drops 60, no matter what I say about LeBron, before that, I'm like, man, he went off.
He did.
It was luck, or it was because of this guy and that guy. No, you got to give him his props. And that's where he lost a lot of people, definitely with me. I mean, I don't care if he's there or not there. I feel like we get better content outside of ESPN these days.
Oh, absolutely, no question.
Yeah, I don't really watch First Take and Undisputed anymore. I find it
once in a while.
Huh?
I watch First Take still a little bit, in clips though.
And I watch it not now when there's no sports going on. When football season starts up again, then I will. But now it's just like. It's just different now. It was a lot better maybe when, the Golden State era days and the Miami Heat era days. Like, I actually look forward to like seeing it, like, oh, let me hear what these clowns is talking about today. But now it's just different. I don't know. I don't find it as entertaining.
It's just biased. They beat up on. I see a lot of beating up on black athletes.
That too.
And massaging other athletes, so if a black athlete does something that is wrong, it's like, tear him up. He shouldn't have this contract, we ain't gonna talk about Stephen. I like Stephen A. Smith, but some things he do, I understand why he left, what's his name, but I just feel like have the same energy. Just have the same energy for everyone. That's all I want, is just be Just be fair. That's it. You know what
I
I
like
mean?
Stephen though.
I do. I watch him. I watch his podcast as well.
Who's that?
But my
Stephen
thing
A.
is,
Stephen A.
I do
Smith?
too. Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah. But my thing is, what's his name? Skip Bayless. If Ben Roethlisberger got caught up with some chick, and
I remember that. That was crazy.
and you
He was so
close-lipped
defending him.
about that, but then when it comes to
He
Ray
crucified
Lewis,
Kobe though. He crucified Kobe.
Mhm.
When that whole shit came out with Kobe and the whole shit with his wife and all that other shit, crucified him. But then when the whole shit with Ben Roethlisberger supposedly raped that white girl or whatever, boy defended him to death.
I don't think it's racist necessarily either. I just
No,
think
I don't.
He's
But
dumb. I just think
like Chris was saying, you gotta be fair.
yeah, just be fair. But the thing is, when we talk about racism, right? What does a racist look like?
It can look like anybody.
Does somebody have to like walk up to you and call you the N-word, or
No.
walk up to you and just say,
Racism can come from ignorance. It can look like racism. Sometimes it's just ignorance.
Could it be that people show you their biases on a daily basis? They favor one over the other.
That's part of it.
Maybe they grew up that way too. Maybe they don't know. Again, ignorance. They don't know no better. They just don't know.
So if Skip Bayless can read, and no offense to you, Skip, if you watch this, if you can read as a journalist, and you have an article and you have everything that says Ben Roethlisberger is potentially a rapist, and then you get another thing about a black athlete and doing that's being accused of the same thing, are you treating it the same? If you're not, are you racist?
I think that's up to the public to decide that. Everybody has their own interpretation.
You know why I don't remember the Roethlisberger thing with Skip Bayless. I'm checking it out now.
With the whole rapist, the white girl thing.
Yeah, no, I remember Roethlisberger. Well, Skip Bayless part. I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
No, he was close-lipped about it. He was trying to say, well, we don't know all the facts, but when it's a other athlete, they should. I wouldn't have him on my team before he got all the facts. It's like, again, just be fair. You know what I mean? That's why I stopped watching them. Like, that's why I'm about to probably cancel my cable because it's a waste of money. Yeah. It's like, I only get it for ESPN, TNT, and stuff like that. Like, I just start streaming everything.
Yeah.
But
real quick, before we get out of here, because we've been on almost 2.5 hours. Any predictions for Skip Bayless? You think you'll see him anywhere else? If so, where?
It's going to be early morning. I would say Get Up, but I don't think they're going to fuck with him. I don't think ESPN's fucking with him. So I would say if he has a shot, it'd be Get Up. I don't. Well,
Get Up is ESPN though, so that's doing a guest spot there on
a guest spot. That's about it. I don't see anywhere else. He's damn sure not going back to First Take.
No.
I think he's gonna do like some of these other guys. His shelf life is up.
He might just want to retire.
I already said,
and he could do his own pod. He could do that.
Look what Shannon did.
I don't think no major network's gonna take him on.
Look what Shannon did with his podcast, but he can't do what Shannon did. There's no way. No, he doesn't have that.
There's only so many times you could bring Lil Wayne on.
Yeah. So Skip does have his own have his own podcast. I'm sure he has the rights to it also. It's under FS1, umbrella, but I'm sure he has the rights to it the same way Shannon Sharp had Close Shay and took it out of there. So he does have his own podcast. I do think he'll continue doing stuff on an independent basis. I'm sure there'll be some other he'll be podcast company will pick him up. He'll find a home somewhere else because he still has a name. I just think his shelf life as the tippy top mainstream guy, his relevance is definitely nowhere where it was 10 years ago.
No, yeah.
And what messed him up mostly, I think Trey brought it up earlier, is
that Shannon situation.
And the thing was, let's say his ratings stayed okay and Shannon didn't blow up. So now the network's looking at him like,
You know how much money you
messed
cost
this
us
up.
with Shannon?
You
Yeah.
messed this up with this whole Shannon shit.
Skip was the one that told them, "Hey, get this guy off my show." Like, obviously, he didn't say it like that, but that's essentially what happened. Because it was Skip's show.
It is Skip's show. Yeah, and I think also that's part of the whole thing with the whole self-awareness thing about Skip, not living in the bubble. I think in his mind he thought he was still king shit of the media space, and I don't think he realized that Shannon Sharp was already surpassed at that point.
That was
no
his
one realized
money.
that. Yeah,
He would have just let him do what he wanted to do.
Yeah,
he was just being too cocky. Like you know, and the thing is, when you have a real athlete, you know, especially how he disrespected him, it's like,
yeah, you can't come back.
Like, dude, how many Super Bowls you won?
Yeah,
yeah.
You know, how many pro games you played? And you don't come at me and try to sun me on national TV.
Yeah, I
and when he left and he blew up on his own, and now they're looking at him like he's like, oh, I'm gonna get Lil Wayne, I'm gonna change the theme music, we're gonna have it rap music because that's what the you know people like and blah blah blah.
I said it's karma. That's what you get when you're talking to a proven Hall of Fame champion. You telling him you'll never be what Tom Brady is and this and that. But I'm like, well, yeah, he obviously won't. But hold on, he's not a slouch. It's fucking Shannon Sharp. He's a Hall of Famer. Guy's a Super Bowl champ. Like, relax.
Yeah, exactly. All right, fellas. Excellent podcast. 2 hours, 20 minutes of recording. I didn't think that was that long. I thought maybe an hour and a half tops. And damn.
You asked for it. You got it.
They say he's taking us to dinner on Saturday.
Who? Oh, really?
Yeah, he said he's gonna take us to Kalu's.
Who? Hey, when we grilling again?
Oh, we'll do it soon. We just got the house set up, so we're gonna do it.
Okay.
Cool. Before you bounce up out of here, I just got one question.
Uh-oh.
Is it fool's gold? Yeah, you.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that about the Mets, of course. I'm gonna say that to protect myself. That way, I know. In October when they're out of the playoffs, yeah, I knew that around July.
Hey, when you guys are bounced from the playoffs, I'll be the first to call you. I'm just gonna show up to your house.
As long as you have food with you, it's fine.
I'll show up with some proper curry chicken made the right way, Chris.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Listen,
save that for next episode, man. Next episode. Cooking wars.
I'm gonna be quiet because I started out telling you how much I love you and appreciate you. We ain't gonna do that today. But if you do want to bring it up next time, we will.
We'll get to it.
Good job, fellas.
All right, brother.
Thank you.